Okay, so
kind of bizarre.
It is bizarre. First of all, I think most people are out of touch with how, where, when, why. I mean, all about the vaccine. I don't think they know anything about the vaccine. So, is that what you're calling about? That particular Safeway was advertising it and then had a sign-up sheet and then said you had to go to the county you live in?
Yeah, they didn't actually advertise it. It was put out to certain providers who work with the Rose system and other systems that they and their families, if they were eligible, could get it. So they gave you a link, and you clicked on the link and go through the following setup information, and they gave you an appointment, sent you an email, and said, hey, you got an appointment at XYZ. Not a word. And then, so when they showed up, they were turned away. So I checked with the Colorado Department of Health, at least on their website. Nothing on the website. There are no executive orders. There are no other orders, public health directives. I then called
I get it.
Tri-County Health.
So what do they say?
They said, we've never heard of any such thing. And we'll check, and they couldn't find anything.
Well, I didn't even realize anyone was putting out information on vaccines.
Actually, there is information if you do search. So, for example, if you're a Centura Health patient, if you're a UC Health patient, if you're a Kaiser patient, there is now information on those websites that will tell you, click here, and we'll give you information.
Yeah, we get to set up our appointment next week.
With Kaiser?
There you go.
Yeah.
So what do normal people do?
I don't know. I considered myself normal.
Go to the COVID-19 site and look for information. And like I said, the information is there on the web. It's available.
I would think you call your provider. You call your actual family doctor.
Well, the problem with that, calling your family doctor, is, for example, we called one of the family physicians practices here, and they said, we will probably get our vaccine sometime in March or April. We're not even sure.
Well, there's your answer.
Costco out here in Park Meadows, they're saying, well, we're not certified. It'll be sometime in the spring, but we don't know when. But for people who are in this elderly age class, over 75, who want to be able to get it, they don't want to wait till April or May to get their vaccine. So they have specified some specific areas for you to click and check. So as I said, your listeners can go look on the web under Colorado Department of Health. They can find that information. But, in this case, it's like you made an appointment, and they said, but we've already made the appointment. And they said, I'm sorry, we got this directive from the Department of Health. That's what I said.
I'm going to call. We're going to make some phone calls and figure this out. I was online too. And we'll figure it out. I mean, one way or another. Now, Jerry, if you want to keep listening, or you can leave your number with Suzanne, we never actually talked about where to get the vaccine and how to get the vaccine. I thought it was so far off. But, Mark, you say that Kaiser said you can set up an appointment?
Yeah, Suzanne, they called yesterday, right?
They said in the coming weeks we will be getting an email to set up our appointment for vaccinations.
Okay, I don't get it. Why haven't... what do other people do? I mean, I guess...
I even saw on 9 News, I think it was Aetna and some of the other ones. I mean, they're reaching out to their members, telling them, get it set up. I mean, I don't know.
Okay, so if anyone has any information, would you let us know, please? Any information at all on vaccines? I'm trying to think who we can call. Let's, maybe we try the Safeway. Did he say Safeway Pharmacy? Let's try that. Let's start where he went and figure that out. Now, Denise, what's going on with you, Denise? What's happening? Hello.
Hello.
What's going on?
Well, I have a landlord, and we had a carbon monoxide poisoning back in May of 2020.
Yeah.
I have now gone to their insurance. They've handed it off to another insurance company, and it's all come back.
You had carbon monoxide poisoning, right?
Yep.
Okay. So what do you mean they keep handing it off? Where did you go? Did you go to the emergency room?
Yes, I didn't go. My 2 kids went.
Okay.
Because the fire department told them they needed to be tested.
I understand that. Do you have insurance?
Yes, their insurance has paid.
Right. Now what?
And now they have put a lien against the kids.
You said your insurance company paid. Why would they put a lien against you if you paid your bill?
Because they found out that we're not responsible for it.
Who's not responsible for it?
We're not. The landlord is.
So your insurance withheld the payment if they took the payment back?
Well,
They're subrogating, it sounds like.
Well, they paid the bills, but now they've got liens on the kids.
Who they? Who is they? Who has liens on the kids?
Anthem Insurance.
Your insurance put a lien on you guys to get paid back?
Yeah, because another insurance company is supposed to pay for it. I understand what she's saying.
Yeah, but they don't come after you. But they don't come after you, Mark. They subrogate against the party at fault.
But it sounds like they already sent the payment to the kids.
They haven't sent anything to the kids. And the landlord has
You see, that's what we're trying to figure out, Denise. If you go to the emergency room and you use your insurance, or if you go somewhere and use insurance, and someone else is at fault, I have never heard of an insurance company putting a lien on you to get the money back.
Let's get John Fuller on. He'll know this.
John Fuller will, or Integra Insurance, either one.
No, John Fuller will know this better.
Let's do either. Let's do both. John Fuller and let's do Integra Insurance. Here's the thing, Denise. You're saying you went to the emergency room and used your insurance. How did your insurance find out that the landlord supposedly was responsible?
Because they sent a form wanting to know what the incident happened, how it happened, and
right.
We filled out the form. Of course, then they decided they want their money back.
But if they want their money back, why wouldn't they go and subrogate against the landlord? Why would they make you? So they're saying to you, pay us back what we paid and go get it from the landlord.
Right. And
I've never heard of that before.
Well, and the landlord's insurance, Travelers, has refused to pay. The landlord has told them that he is not going to pay because he thinks whoever installed it 7 years ago.
Well, I understand, but it's the landlord. Listen, first of all, I've never heard of a health insurance putting you in the middle of it. I've never heard of that.
Well, we have certified letters.
Did you get any money from the landlord for damages?
No, sir.
How much were the medical bills?
$11,000.
Okay, the landlord may want, their insurance, the landlord's insurance may turn it down, but that doesn't mean the landlord isn't responsible. Now, how much was it for each kid?
One was $58 and the other one was $45.
I'd sue for each one in small claims court separately. But first and foremost, I want to try to help you by first of all, let's get Integra Insurance on. Mark, I think
Fuller's going to know this instantly.
Both. John Fuller does personal injury.
He deals with subrogation for health insurance every single day.
Okay, Suzanne, let us know when we get both of those, and let's talk to both of them about it. 303-713-8255. We have more coming up on the Troubleshooter Show.
I understand what they're doing.
It's finally happening.
But you're right. I mean, it's kind of weird.
Go to covid19.colorado.gov. It gives the phases for whenever the regular people should be able to get the vaccine. It lists multiple health insurance companies that are offering vaccinations.
Oh, there you go.
Requirements for vaccinations in certain counties, all that stuff.
Things to connect with you.
Put it up on the call.
So
what is it?
covid19.colorado.com. But you do have an order granted coming up real quick, about 10 seconds.
Commercial for your small business, free of.
I'll put it in chat.
Get started now at iHeartAdbuilder.com.
I'll get you some. The Art of Granite, theartofgranite.com. That's the website for Mitch Floria, and he is taking care of his people with wholesale on all materials, whether it be granite, the Art of Granite, or, of course, quartz or any natural stone or solid surface. That's what you get with the Art of Granite. In fact, they don't charge for tear out and haul away. They don't charge for the bathroom when you have the kitchen done. And you can get prices on the phone. That's 303-386-5919. I urge you to use this wonderful company, theartofgranite.com.
Finding the nuclear.
Mark, you have 888-E coming up in about 30 seconds. So let you know the start of the break. But Tom, I put the link to that website. It should be next to line 8 in the call notes.
You should try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/news. ZipRecruiter.
Oh, my bad, Mark. This is a minute spot, so like 40 seconds. On that.
Powerful technology identifies people with the right experience and actively invites them to apply to your job. You get qualified candidates fast. So while other companies might deliver a lot of pay, ZipRecruiter finds you what you're looking for. The needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. And now you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
All right, this one is so important. Choices, an HVAC company. If you call them up because your furnace isn't operating correctly, they're going to give you choices. They're not going to force a new system down your throat. These guys have been on a referral list for a long, long time. It's 888heating.com. Here's what I love. Once again, the choices. They'll tell you how much to fix it. If you do need or want a new system, they have economical furnaces that fit practically every budget. And they have, of course, high-efficiency units as well. 720-927-6888, 720-927-6888.
Have you still not refinanced your mortgage? Well, soon you might be kicking yourself in the head. Rates are at historic lows. So take it.
Oh, that camera's way the fuck better. Way the fuck better.
2.25 rate and APR with no closing costs.
Dan, how's the audio on that camera? Let me know when you hear this. Bring up Notepad. The picture's way the F better. My mouse took a shit. I've had it a week.
Both require 2 doses.
Yeah, you didn't know that?
I didn't know they both did.
Yeah. Don't you supposed to get the second one in 2 weeks? I think it's 2 weeks. Who do you have? How did Medicare do it? Did you call your provider? What have you
I don't
done?
have a provider. I mean, I have my wellness doctor. I don't have a regular doctor.
Oh, I don't know how you get it then. What does that say?
I'll see.
I really do like Kaiser, man. I mean, I complain about them occasionally, but fuck, I like them.
I have Medicare. I just haven't picked a doctor yet. It's my own fault.
You probably need to, huh?
Your maintenance, mortgage, and assessment fees, amounting to thousands of dollars per year out of your pocket for nothing. Start the freedom process.
When I read what Mark put to John Jr. at Integra, he needed clarification. I said, putting a lien on a person for subrogation, I don't even know what that means.
Well, either do we. That's why we're asking him.
Listen,
What is the question for Integra? What do I need to tell him?
tell them that this woman's insurance paid for the kids to go to the ER.
Okay.
Then their insurance company determined someone else should pay for it because they were at fault.
Gotcha.
So, but instead of the insurance company going after someone else who should be responsible, they're going back after the patient saying, we want you to pay us back.
Okay.
Employer, public health agency, or federal government pharmacy participation. Okay, so pharmacy partnership.
For you. In other words, if you want a loan that's 13 years, 23 years, 15 years, 27 years,
so that would be good.
Term, they'll do it. It's a flexible term loan. IdealHomeLoans.com.
What's that, man? What did it say?
677-7000. Equal Opportunity Lender, regulated by DORA, NMLS 136756. For terms and conditions, call.
The Exergen Temporal Scanner Thermometer Weather Center.
CVS, Walgreens,
Pinpoint weather
and several
meteorologist
pharmacies
forecasting
are part of it.
forecast. For your Thursday, partly sunny skies, temperatures back towards the upper 40s, low 50s, and calm winds.
This report is sponsored by American Financing. Refinance your mortgage and save $1,000 or more each month without reason.
All right, guys, thank you back in.
To get started, when you choose American Financing, 303-695-7000 or AmericanFinancing.net. NMLS 182334, regulated.
Were you able to get Fuller? All right, here's what we're learning about the vaccine. And if you want to go
It's
to a website,
COVID19.colorado.gov. Now, the thing about this is, if you have a primary care provider, they will be allocated vaccine, but also participating pharmacies. Now, that's where I get my normal flu shot. I just go to a pharmacy. So if you have a pharmacy that's participating, they will have vaccines available. And you just make an appointment there like you did for your flu shot. The other thing, and of course, it's supposed to be available to everyone at no payment. So your insurance will either cover it, and if you're uninsured, you get it free. Now, we are trying to get more information. Then we're also investigating this thing that is weird, that is this subrogation going on. Now, we're going to talk to John over at Integra Insurance. John, I've never heard of this happening. Whether it be a car accident or any other kind of an accident, this was an accident where her kids were exposed to carbon monoxide. They had to go to the hospital, and they went to the emergency room. The emergency room charges were $11,000, and Denise's health insurance paid for it. Okay, now that's a normal turn of events. You have an emergency, you go to the emergency room, and the insurance paid $11,000. Now, Denise tells us her health insurance company, and who is that health insurance company? Denise? Anthem is now coming back saying, we want our money back because we should not have paid that. That was the landlord's responsibility.
Well, they're saying they're putting a lien on it if they get any money, is my understanding.
I don't know if is that lien. Denise, what are they saying? Are they saying that? Are they saying that they're putting a lien on any possible settlement?
Yes, and that it's recorded as a medical lien.
That is okay. I thought you said they were coming after them for collection. They're not coming after them for collection. They're just putting a medical lien on any possible award. And that happens in every single case in the world.
They're just saying if that insurance company ends up paying out, they get the money first.
Or if the landlord pays out. But if they don't pay out, you don't owe anything. John Jones, I might have called you prematurely, but that's pretty...
I was going to ask that question. If there was a personal injury case involved in this, and that's what that would be about.
Okay, so John, you've heard of insurance companies doing this.
Well, sure, and it happens in car accidents. I mean, if any of us have been in a car accident before, right, same type of thing. Injuries that are related to that, if there's any type of a settlement, they're going to want to be repaid for those claims.
Right.
Out of that.
But they won't be personally responsible to that insurance company for those bills.
What happened? I'm sorry. What happened to the kids? I'm just curious.
It was carbon monoxide poisoning.
See, did you guys get an attorney?
No, we had.
See, why? Why wouldn't you get an attorney if you have real damages and real hospital bills? That drives me insane.
Yeah, why didn't you? Why don't you sue the landlord?
Well, that's probably what I'm going to have to do, but I was hoping in the beginning they would just pay the bills.
They did pay the bills, Denise. They did. Your insurance paid the bills. Listen, let me explain something. I don't think you understand what's going on. Do you know that if the landlord does not pay the bills, you are not responsible for a dime? Did you know that?
No, sir.
Well, that's why you're upset and nervous. You don't have to be. You're thinking they're trying to collect the money from you, and they're not. All they're saying is this. Okay, Denise, we paid $11,000 for your family, but we don't think we should have to pay that money if it was someone else's fault. Therefore, if you sue someone and win, we want to be paid back. Do you understand that?
Yes, but what about the part that the insurance didn't pay that's now gone to collection?
That you have to pay.
You need to call John Fuller or Marco Bendinelli and discuss this with an attorney before you get the okie doke from these people.
But you asked another question, and that is who's responsible for the co-pays? You are. You are responsible. Now, Denise, you may think, well, wait a minute. It's not our fault. You're right. But in all medical bills, you're responsible. Then you go and collect from those who are at fault.
That's right.
So Yes, the other part of the bill. How much does the other part of the bill come to?
$1,800.
Okay, you're responsible for that until the landlord pays it.
And what other expenses?
And if the landlord doesn't pay it, you have to sue the landlord.
Did you have time off work? Did you have other medical stuff that could possibly come up in the future? Did you have to move out for a while? You probably have so many damages you're not thinking about. That's why you need to call an attorney.
Do you have other damages, Denise? Did you have to move out for a short time?
We had to vacate for about 4 hours.
Okay. Did you listen, another question. Did you lose any work?
No.
Did your kids, is it possible your kids could have any long-term problems?
I don't believe so.
Okay, you're a very good person. You know why? I can tell you don't want to make hay with this. There are people, Denise, that would go nuts over this, and they would hire an attorney immediately. But here's what I would do. Seriously. If there truly are no other damages, then your attorney will tell you that it's not worth taking. But you should still talk to an attorney. Then, if you need to get that $1,800, I'll tell you what I would do. I would go to small claims court against the landlord for the $1,800.
Okay.
But here's what you don't understand. You do not have to pay that other money.
Okay, because that was the part that was scaring us the most. What are we going to do? They're not going to pay.
John, with medical liens on cases, Integra Insurance, if there's never a lawsuit and never an award, the health insurance company doesn't go after their insured.
Right.
Okay. They just sent us letters that they would. I guess.
Well, no, they didn't. I think you're misreading them. I don't think anyone said we are coming after you, Denise, if you don't pay us.
I will reread the letters.
In fact, you know what, Denise? You can send us copies. Here's what I think the letters say. Be aware that we are putting a medical lien on any proceeds that come from this case. And if you get proceeds and do not pay us, we're going to come after you personally. That's what I think it says.
Okay. All right.
But because health insurance does not say we only pay if it's our fault.
Right.
I mean, they really don't. They do say they have the right to subrogate against those at fault.
You know, I'm curious if who did she have, Anthem?
Yes.
If Anthem has a deal with whatever hospital they ended up in, and they bill at a certain rate, and they did sue, and they got more than that, does Anthem subrogate for everything that was paid out, or just for the contracted rate? You know what I'm saying?
I think Anthem would only sue for what they're out. I don't know, but I don't know. Again, if we get a hold of John Fuller, we can ask him. But and I want to talk to John Jones now that I have him on the phone. John, when does open enrollment end?
If you're buying a plan through Connect for Health Colorado, our state marketplace, the deadline is January 15th, so next Friday. There may be a couple of health insurance companies that extend to the end of January to take direct enrollments, but it's a good idea just to think January 15th right now.
And when does that start then?
When does what start?
If you get it January 15th, by January.
So February 1st.
Okay.
February 1st effective date. And then that's it for the year, unless there's another big special enrollment period due to a virus outbreak like there was this past year. But you don't count on that. That was the first time we've ever had that. So January 15th would be the deadline to get coverage for 2021, unless you end up having a special enrollment period or qualified life event at some point during the year.
Integra, 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 insurance.com, 303-466-5500. Another quick question. Do you guys know anything about vaccines or coverage or anything?
Yeah, most of these health insurance companies send us information about, how those things are handled and covered.
And they're going to cover them.
Excuse me?
They're going to cover them 100%?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Do you have to get the vaccine in your county, John? Do you know that?
That's a good question. It needs to be, in most cases, it should be in network, but not always. And so it varies from carrier to carrier. So if, you have a health insurance company that you're directly with, I just recommend reaching out to them.
John, are they even allowed to charge for the shot? Like, can Walgreens say, hey, I want $50? Or I thought they can't do that. I don't care who it is.
That's a good question. I don't know that they are, but I'm not 100% sure, depending on, where you're getting that shot at. If you have health insurance, it should be covered by your health insurance at 100%.
Yeah, what it's saying on site is you're going to be able to go anywhere to a participating pharmacy and get those shots. So I don't believe, like I got mine, not the COVID, the regular flu shot. Do you know I didn't pay for that? Did you know that?
Yeah, well, I mean, we pay for it.
Medicare.
Kaiser doesn't charge us just for that, but we pay a hell of a lot a month to get it.
Right. We have more coming up.
This is Denver's talk station with Tom Martino now. Michael Brown at 2, 630 KHOW, Denver. Now, Impact Traffic.
This report is sponsored by Discover.
From the Betfred Sports Traffic Center, travel around the metro area freeway system in fairly decent shape. Off highway, there's a couple of crashes. Watch out for a wreck being cleared northbound Spirit, West 29th Avenue. Also got a crash in the Tech Center, westbound Bellevue, approaching I-25. Off highway, there's a water main break at the intersection of Iliff and Parker, and that has westbound Iliff closed between Havana and Parker Road until about 4 o'clock this afternoon. Rest alternate routes are Havana or Mississippi. The weather. Your Impact Traffic and Weather, I'm Pete Wagner, 630 K-How.
Discover matches all the card at the end of your first year. It's amazing because Discover is accepted at 99% of places in the U.S. that take credit cards. Learn more at discover.com/yes. 2020 Nielsen Report. Limitations apply.
Do you know at some time in your life you're going to need a restoration company? It's unfortunate, but it's true. A fire, a flood, any kind of catastrophe at home, even a crime cleanup, though it's disgusting what could happen. But unfortunately, most of us will need a restoration company. Never, ever shop for one when you're under the gun, under the pressure. Right now, I recommend All Pro Restoration. They've been on my referral list for years. Take the name down. You see, then you keep this name with important names. And I hope you never need them, but if you do, you'll know I've done the screening for you. A great company, locally owned and operated. In an industry riddled with rip-offs, you need the good guys in restoration. All Pro Restoration, at your door in 90 minutes or less, 24/7 availability. All Pro Restoration. The website, allprocolorado.com. They can handle any kind of a cleanup, including industrial cleanups, commercial cleanups, residential cleanups. allprocolorado.com. 720-729-0002, 720-729-0002.
Well, it's the start of a new year, and if you're a timeshare owner, you probably just paid your annual maintenance fees. But if you're feeling stuck in your unwanted timeshare, it's not too late to get out, even if you've already paid those fees. This month only, get a maintenance fee credit with timeshare termination.
Now, why the hell wouldn't we be
timeshare owners who have already paid your maintenance fees for this year? It's not too late. Get started with Timeshare Termination Team this month, and they will apply what you paid for this year's maintenance fee toward the cost of our services. Timeshare Termination Team will get you out of your timeshare legally and properly, guaranteed in writing. So if you're
say it again, so full gamut,
free from your timeshare burden, give them a call. Tell them Ross Kaminsky sent you and receive a maintenance fee credit this month only. So call 303-766-2255.
How far behind are they in the house?
2255.
They caught up last election. 6, I think.
Today, Timeshare Termination Team. They will get you out if you're in chronic pain.
And then everyone just vote party line.
Or be on pain meds the rest of
your life. You mean in the house, or you mean people like us? Senate and House. No, hell no.
Hi, I'm consumer advocate Tom Martino.
Think of some of those Supreme Court justices, how some of the Dems came over, and I think even one Republican or two that was up for re-election stayed away from the first one, who was it? Not Gorsuch. What the hell's his name? The one with all the controversy, where he raped a woman.
What are you doing to keep your nose clean? After all, the nose is your body's air filter.
They play so dirty on that side. It's fucking crazy.
I'm Martin Hoke, and I invented Navage, the powered suction nose cleaner. Navage cleans your nose by flushing out allergens.
You should get one of those Navages, bro.
including dangerous infectious
ENT is
So with all the horrible stuff in the air, now's the perfect time to join more than 1 million Americans who use Navage. It has over 30,000 online reviews averaging 4.7 stars. Why? Because Navage is easy to use. It's inexpensive, all-natural, drug-free, and safe, and most important, it works.
I don't use a high pressure. I would never try to blow shit out of it.
Maybe it's time to clean your nose, too. Breathe better, sleep.
I think that's the reason I didn't lose fucking, everybody in my family lost taste and smell. I did not. I'm the only one that uses that damn.
Navage, N-A-V-A-G-E.
I think it goes in there and wipes the virus out of my fucking sinuses daily.
Nicotine.
How else do you explain I'm the only one that didn't fucking
Inspiration is amazing. It can turn
Isn't that weird?
into this. Put it all together, and you get something special.
I have a secret, and that is sterile hydrogen peroxide inhalation therapy. I have it at home. I have a machine.
A vaporizer?
Nebulizer, and it's for.
We had one of those for miles.
It's for pharmaceutical hydrogen. You can't buy it at the drugstore. Well, you have to have a prescription. But here's the thing: my doctor got me a bag of it. You put it in the nebulizer, and all my exposures, I would breathe that sucker in. It will kill anything in your respiratory area, your system, your tract, and your blood.
And to make sure the best.
So it's wonderful.
Orchard can also handle making. With Orchard, we got our new home for $10,000 less and got asking price on our old one. Highly recommend. Cabot, another client, said, we didn't have to carry 2 mortgages, didn't have to rush to move, and most importantly, we beat out 7.
I think I'm paying my mortgage off this year.
All right, you're back up.
It's so hard to do with such a low fucking rate, though, man.
It's that easy. That's Orchard.com. Again,
what do you think? Would you do it?
I don't have any money.
I know you don't, but I mean, if you had a 2% loan.
I know.
Hi,
your troubleshooter, 303-713-TALK, 303-713-8255. All right, listen, we're trying to help people any way we can. And all you have to do is call and let us know what we can do to help you. Now, we have Tom. I hope you're still there, Tom. And I'm sorry. Okay, Ray, sorry for the wait yesterday. So, Tom, what's going on, man? What do you need to know?
Well, you have talked about beneficiary deeds for a long time now, off and on. And here's my deal. So my mother-in-law, about 10 years ago, filed a quitclaim deed for her house and gave it to her daughter, which is my wife. And I want to get that switched out of that quitclaim and put her under a beneficiary's deed. And I know putting a beneficiary is one thing, but how do I get rid of that quitclaim?
Well, hold on.
There?
Okay, right. The quitclaim's the wrong way to do it. So, who owns the house right now?
Her mom. She's still alive.
And did her mom do a quitclaim to her?
She did.
Did you file it? Yeah. Did you record it?
It's filed with Arapahoe County. Yeah.
Well, okay. Now I think it's too late. What you've done is you've taken that house. So the mom does not own it then. I mean, you're talking about your wife's mom, right?
Correct.
Your wife's mom does not own the house. You said she quitclaimed it to your wife.
Yeah, now I thought, and that was my dumbass question, I thought that it's just on paper until she dies, and then that was transferred to my wife.
That's not true. A quitclaim deed happens the day you file it. So on the day they filed it, your wife, now I'm going to ask, we should ask Blake Harris, but on the day they filed it, your wife, that home was hers for that basis, whatever it was. No, it wasn't. It goes back to the original basis, I believe. Let's find out. I think they did it the wrong way, but we're going to figure it out.
It's got to be the original basis, or a beneficiary's deed wouldn't have the benefit.
Yeah, you're right. You're right, a beneficiary. Oh, well, it would, because it would be even later. See, I don't know. Actually, that's a good question. Does a quitclaim deed, you know what, Suzanne, Eric Reinemer, and Blake Harris, because Blake may not know about basis, so let's figure this out. This is a good question, because I never thought of that. A beneficiary's deed is, here's what's good about a beneficiary's deed. On the day of death, that basis of that day is inherited. But if you do a quitclaim deed, I do not know if it goes back to that original owner's basis. I don't know if it does or not. I actually don't know that. I thought it did, because you're right, Mark. Why do people say don't do that, don't do that, don't do that?
Well, for tax ramifications. But let's clarify.
We're going to clarify this, man. Hold on, Tom, and then we'll figure it out. Just hang on. These are all good questions, and I don't want to just give an answer I think is true. But we always say don't transfer the house while they're alive.
I wonder if there's something they can do now that would make their...
Or undo it?
I don't think you can.
That's what we have to figure out now. So, guys, hang on if you're listening, because we need to figure this one out. What happens if you already quit-claimed the house? Did they get the original basis, a new basis, and can you do a benefit? Can you date it back and get a beneficiary's deed, or do they keep upping the basis?
Go to that TurboTax one, because I have an update on that as well.
Gene, what is your comment? A guy called and said, hold on, a guy called and said, if you use a tax service, whether it's TurboTax, H&R Block, anyone, and you pay for your service, your tax service out of your refund, or you take any kind of a loan for the refund, that you won't get your stimulus check automatically directly. They say the stimulus check will first go to the tax preparer and then to you after all bills are paid. Now, what comment did you have on that, Gene?
Well, the only thing I know that when your daughter found out about the stimulus check, that you get your refund regardless. And the ones that owe money, they send that in a paper check. As far as the turbo check goes, you don't...
Gene, I think you're misunderstanding what we were saying. We didn't say you're not going to get the stimulus check, okay? We didn't say that. We said if you took a loan out on your refund, it's possible the stimulus check will go first to the tax preparer to settle all loans on your refund. Now, we need to take a break.
Let me give you the update on this. So listen, here's what QuickBooks sent out yesterday. I'm sorry, not QuickBooks. TurboTax sent out to any customer that ended up like that guy did yesterday that you already explained. Dear valued customer, in fact, I'm just going to paraphrase here. They know there's a screw-up. Unfortunately, because of an IRS error, millions of payments of the new stimulus were sent to the wrong accounts. We have worked tirelessly on this with the Treasury and IRS. Our expectations is within days you will now receive your check.
And the reason the checks were being sent is because they changed the address for the refund from you to the tax service.
That's right.
So then that's what the government used to send out the stimulus. Wherever they send your refund, they send the stimulus. If your refund is going to your tax preparer, that's where the stimulus is going. Now, Eric Reinemer, I have a very quick question because we have to take a break. We always tell people do a beneficiary's deed, because a beneficiary's deed, when your mother or father dies and they have a beneficiary's deed and you're the beneficiary, when they die, you get the house that day automatically, and you get that day's basis. So therefore, if you want to sell the house, you'll have less tax to pay. Okay, we know that to be true. But I want to know this, Eric. What if they quit-claimed the house a week or two before they died? Does the inheritor of the house, the quit-claim, the person who got the quit-claim deed, do they inherit the original basis of that house, or does it still step up to the day that quit-claim was done?
Great question, and really, if something is given to somebody for for nothing almost, you inherit the original basis. You don't get a step up,
Okay.
except at death.
And you don't get the benefit of it being your primary residence. So you're paying taxes on the whole shebang.
That's right. Eric Reinemer, thank you. Atlas CPAs and Advisors. If you ever need help, small business, individuals, payroll, 303-799.
From the Betfred Sports Traffic Center, travel around the metro area looking pretty good right now. Off-highway, crews are still working on that water main.
On that water main break at the intersection of Islet and Parker Road. Now, westbound Islet is the one street that is fully shut down between Havana and Parker Road due to that water main break. Not expected to reopen until about 4 o'clock this afternoon. Best alternates are Havana or Mississippi to get around that, so just be aware of that. The rest of the drive looking good. There's still that stall southbound I-20.
Woodleys.com and browse thousands of different furniture ideas at Woodleys.com.
SimplyFloorsInc.com. That's incorporated. Simply Floors, INC. SimplyFloorsInc.com. Make your own appointment, and Buddy and Karen Mitchell will send a representative out from their store with all the popular floor coverings, whether it be waterproof carpeting, yes, they have that now, or waterproof LVT, luxury vinyl tile, or any laminate, or engineered floor, hardwoods. That's what they do, and they do it for 30 or 40% less than the big boxes. Better installers, better financing. You can make an appointment even to go there, 52nd and Ward, southwest corner, or call them 303-456-4660, simplyfloorsinc.com.
Kitchens, baths, counters, and floors.
How much time do I have?
Windows and doors. We have our word will treat.
About 4.5 minutes.
Chiquita. You know, my dad started making that play on the radio when I was no more than 12 years old. He's taught me all my working life that what we do is...
I'm just going to run down the car. I forgot my blood pressure. I'll be right back.
And this is David Chiquita. Tom's totally correct. We know that you want a quality job at price. You want good service and timeliness of completion. You want honesty. You want to feel comfortable. And you simply want to be treated well. That's what I want too. And Dad, I know that's why we've done our best over the years to make their wants our objective. You bet, Todd. So folks, if you're ready, we're ready to serve you. Whether it's a fresh new look for your kitchen and bath, or the warmth and quiet of replacement windows, call us. We have our word, we'll treat you right at time. 303-722-2295, 800-362-8370, or grhi.com.
So many people are eligible.
I got my car keys, so now I don't have time to do it. I'll just go down later. Right, I'll go down the straight. Yeah, it's in 4 minutes.
Yeah. Understand, even if the process takes a little bit longer, you should not be because rates this low can save you up to, $1,000 a month, plus tens of thousands of dollars over the life of your loan. That kind of savings can help make a significant impact on your budget. Money that you could use for a new car, vacation, pay a doctor's bill, send a kid to school. And I know just the people that help my friends at American Financing. They're a family-owned mortgage lender known for putting you first, listening to what you want and customizing a loan to achieve your goals. They work evening and weekends to fit your schedule. There's never any...
Do you have regular blood work done, Mark?
Yearly. So if you're ready to start saving some serious money, call American Financing.
I go into Kaiser, they do it.
Do they say
Yeah, if anything's out of norm, they say they'll call me, but I'm always in whatever the range is. You know what I'm saying?
The problem is they do ranges based on age. It's so fucking stupid.
Yeah, but I mean, really, all I get done is, what do? They do tris, cholesterol, liver, enzymes.
You know, they should do vitamin D levels. They should also do T, and they should do estrogen. And they should do...
some of that's done by when I go to Hormone Bros. Like, I'll go into Hormone Bros and 2 more weeks and they'll pull everything together because it's been a year.
In 1996, I never thought we'd see interest rates that
you're doing the pellet, right?
That's right.
Fucking love it, man. Good. I'm jacked right now, dude. I got more energy. But I'm also coming off of COVID. I feel like for a month I was fucking low energy. I mean, I'm fucking going nuts now.
867-7000. Imagine refinancing.
I'm ready to play racquetball again. I'm fucking ready, man. Good. But my energy level.
Right now, you can consolidate bills, you can pay off debt, you can get cash out for home improvements. You can even
Suzanne loved it.
shorter term and save yourself 6 figures in payments.
It's a remarkable
Don't
fucking
miss out
drug,
on the
man.
lowest rates that we have ever seen. And thanks to our digital technology platform,
It is.
we can keep you
It's fucking crazy. If Steph tried it.
To find out more, call us.
Yeah, she's on a different kind. She doesn't do the pellets, but it's teas. She does proteins. Well, no, she does, well, combination of whatever she needs, yes, but that's part of it, yes. She has She does get testosterone. Yes, absolutely. It does amazing things for women.
Yes. Angel investor, but now they're asking for a miracle from her development team.
Hello, this is
You know, when we were a kid, it was always Spanish Fly or whatever was supposed to, get women going. All bullshit, but fucking teas, it's amazing, man. It's fucking amazing.
Get a short list of quality candidates from our.
You know, hormone bros have more female patients than male. Well over 50%. On teas, I'm not talking like, the other shit they do.
$75 credit for your first job.
I wonder if the pellets in general, nationwide, have more women than men. I'd be curious. Just because Hormone Brothers doesn't mean nationwide,
I know BioTE does.
They do in general.
BioTE, but they're not the only pellet providers.
Hey, one thing I have noticed about BioTE, I swear to God, same dose sometimes is not as effective.
I know.
It's almost inconsistent.
Yeah, but I'll tell you what.
Hi, Tom Martino here. Don't forget realcbdthatworks.com. It's good for systemic inflammation. It's good for pain. It's good for anxiety. realcbdthatworks.com. Get 30% off if you put Tom in the promo code. That's realcbdthatworks.com. All right, listen. The guy with the quit claim deed, man, I don't know if he's listening, but now we found out interesting information. And that is, if you quit claimed your home to someone, they get the original basis. So you screwed them out of any tax benefits when you die. So he said his mother-in-law already quit claimed the house to his wife. How do they undo that? I don't know if they can. We're going to talk to Blake Harris to see if we can get out of that. That's really important.
If you did not own a house and someone left it to you in a beneficiary or ladybird deed.
Yes.
You did not own one. Is there any way you could claim that as your primary residence and still take the exemption of the $500,000 or whatever it is?
But think about it, Mark. There's no reason to. But yes, you can. But still,
you got to live there 2 years.
That's right. But
there's no way to get around that.
No, but even if you don't live there 2 years, you're still getting that new basis, so you're not going to have a lot of gain anyway.
Oh, you're right, because if you inherit it at $500,000 and you sell it for $505,000, you're paying taxes on $5,000.
Exactly. See, so no matter what, you're getting the stepped-up basis, which gets you less taxes. Presumably, houses appreciate, therefore, you will always pay less taxes.
That caller left then. If that house is worth $500,000, he's paying taxes on $500,000. He really screwed up.
Totally screwed himself, or whatever the original basis was. Now, let's talk to Vilma. Vilma, I'm sorry for the wait. Now, listen. We've been doing some investigating. You did find us a case number. Can you explain the original problem to us, Vilma?
Okay, the original problem is that my sister was placed in a home for people with dementia against her wishes by her son, who had power of attorney. She did not want to be there. She begged me to help her in any way possible to get her out of there. I tried through different mediums, and I had no success.
Hold on. Okay. I'm going to bring you back, Vilma, and we'll continue this. Put in a home against her will. She died. What happens? We'll figure it out. Also, Rick has a warning about some rooter company, and we can tell you about that. They're on our sleaze brigade. Also, if you need help, information, referrals, if you want to get something off your chest, give us a call. 303-713-TALK. 713-8255.
Have you been lied to? Lied to by Washington politicians and the Wall Street propaganda machine? Hi,
Hasta la vista, baby.
Notice I'm doing this. Notice.
Yeah, did you see? Oh, you warned me yesterday. I'm not going to say it.
Because according to Time magazine, Wall Street's 401ks have failed millions of Americans. After losing 35% in my IRA 5 years ago, I said enough. And since then, I discovered a way to grow money potential double digits.
So people listening, the sound, when it comes to during the show,
There's Dan. He can control it software-wise from his remote location. There's Ant in the other room, where if he hits a volume on the board to bring our overall sound up and down for KHOW, that can affect it. Then right here, I've got a knob for where I plug it in for those headphones. I didn't touch the knob, so it wasn't me. Dan said he didn't do anything, so Ant must have touched something on the board, or the computer just auto-corrected the sound for KHOW. Shit happens.
Coming up at 5 after the hour. Listen for your chance to win $1,000 on KHOW Denver.
I hope the new audio on that new 4K camera is good. The picture looks good. Is the audio during breaks good, guys? Is it better than it was yesterday? Someone type me if it was better than it was yesterday.
Capitol yesterday is ramping up, with D.C. Capitol Police saying they will review their own response. ABC's Pierre Thomas.
While Capitol Police and other law enforcement officials were heroic, 14 officers were injured defending congressional leaders. Today, though, there are searing questions about how that violent mob got into the Capitol.
Hey, Jim, that is such a fucking game changer, man. That battery swap, that link you just sent me, that's fucking ridiculous. Think of how cheap the car is, too, because basically you're buying the car without a battery. Battery not included. So they can save you. Think of just the marketing. They can save you about $10,000 just for not having the vehicle, for having the battery. You never own it. You just constantly swap it out. Takes fucking 3 minutes. What's a Tesla take to charge? Like 5 hours for 50% or something? Now you're talking 3 minutes. You could travel across the country. They need to make a deal with like 7-Eleven or Walgreens or fucking Walmart Automotive. That might be a good one. Sam's Club, Walmart. You pull up and you fucking switch them out. What's up, babe? I'm talking to myself in here.
That's new.
Her words, the U.S. must now move on.
You're out of the picture. Go sit over there.
Well, let Tony feel like I'm in his business. Get people from French President Macron.
He had to go get his pills.
Oh, and in his car or something?
Thank you, Carolyn. Thank you, Brian.
What happened today in Washington, D.C. is not America.
First-time unemployment claims falling.
My buddy Video John, he watches. He's been watching when we were at home doing it, and now he asked why you guys were so subdued.
What do you mean?
Because we're mellow.
Well, we just got back in the studio. Give us a fucking.
I said, I know. I told him. I said, I think we're just so happy to be back together. Give us a few weeks.
I'm shell-shocked, honest to God. And Dan, we miss Dan.
Yeah,
don't get a big head, Dan, but me and Dan love fucking around. Once we have guests back in and Dan back in,
don't get crazy.
Dan gets
he's mouthy.
He still falls for the shoe joke, and he does it on other people. Now he doesn't actually fall for where'd you get your shoes, or I can guess where you get your shoes. But he falls for the shirt one. I know where your shirt's at, and he falls for it every time.
And more. Every night, watch Newsmax's #1 show, Greg Kelly Reports. Greg Kelly tells you.
Did you tell Tom about our Nespresso machine?
Check your guide or tell your.
Hey, for people that haven't got or haven't tried an espresso machine, it is better than anything you buy at Starbucks or what's the Brothers place called?
Dutch Bros.
Or Dutch Bros or anywhere. It is fucking unbelievable. The problem is they charge way too much
for the pods.
For the pods. Once there's a generic out, it's going to be a
that's the newer version, though, people. Now, the older version, you can get generic pods.
Yeah, the older one, you can get generic. You can also clean out the pods on the new one and buy these caps. I got them coming in from Amazon, and you pack your own espresso mix and then use that, but we haven't tried it yet.
I didn't find it very user-friendly to set up, though, but maybe I was just burned at the end of the day trying to look at it.
Yeah, it's a pain in the ass setup. It's all automated, too. You hit a button and it pops up, not like a Keurig where you push it down.
Stores your little capsules, your used capsules.
Oh, yeah, it pops the capsule into a little container so you don't have to deal with them until it's full.
Saturday's game with Oregon State was postponed because of COVID-19 protocols. That's the latest. I'm Chuck Clark.
Now, Impact Traffic. This report is sponsored by Allstate.
And when you get a chance, let me know if I have a Paragon.
Mile High City in fantastic shape right now. No major problems.
No rush at all.
Can I say something political? I can't believe Facebook is blocking Trump's account.
Oh, it's ridiculous.
That's crazy.
Isn't Twitter too, or no?
I don't know.
Off highway is the water main break at the intersection of Islet and Parker Road. Southbound Parker Road is open. Northbound Parker Road is open with the right lane blocked. There's one lane block on eastbound Islet. Westbound Islet is closed between Havana and Parker Road until 4 this afternoon. The weather forecast. Partly sunny today with a high near 50. Right now mostly cloudy and 35. With your Impact Traffic and Weather, I'm Pete Wagner, 630 KHOW.
With Allstate, you can really save. New ways to save, more.
Doesn't look like I wanted that.
How much you can save today. Allstate. You've never been in better hands. Visit allstate.com or call an agent to get a quote.
This is Brent Ivinson with Ideal Home Loans, and when I got into the mortgage business in 1996, I never thought we'd see interest rates that began with a 2. That's right, 30-year fixed rates right now at 2.625% with an APR of 2.701% by calling Ideal Home Loans at 303-867-7000. Imagine refinancing your home and never having to worry about it again. That's how low rates are right now. You can solve the bills, you can pay off debt,
You all right?
get cash out.
Oh, yeah. I just had to
haul ass.
And save yourself 6 figures in payments and interest. Don't miss out on the lowest rates that we have
what
ever
do we
seen.
got here? I got this
With our
back
digital
there.
technology platform, we can keep you home and safe through this entire process. To find out more, call us at 303-867-7000. That's 867-7000, or online at idealhomeloans.com. Equal opportunity lender, regulated by DORA.
Shit.
Back on in 30.
Petition's called 844-45-ID.
Elite Rooter.
The Washington Swamp couldn't get any worse.
Which one was Elite? We had a big issue with them. I don't remember what it was.
We're going to dive right in.
Elite Rooter.
Oh, yeah, it was a major fucking problem. What was it?
2 to 4 on 630 KBAL.
Dan fucking did it.
Oh, he's connected now, too.
Nationwide keyword. To 200-200. You'll get a
Tell Dan we're going to ask him a question during the Rooter call. He'll know what I mean, so make sure he's potted.
To 200.
All right.
Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter. Solving problems, answering questions, taking complaints, making your life just a little easier. This hour brought to you by RenewHomeInnovations.com. In fact, I just got an email from him. From Nick Fawkes. Let me see what he says. Tom, hope all is well. The company had a great year. We really want to really help people this year with bathrooms. We have a next day shower replacement. This is our company's focus moving forward. I have a huge inventory, and we can install showers rapidly. The goal is to offer select product, offering next day. Whoa! And if you pick other lines that we don't have in stock, we can do it in a short time. This is a complete project. Now, we can do the bathroom as well. All of them we will do in a very, very quick time frame. Isn't that cool? Next day shower replacement, so you can get your home really fixed up. Renew Home Innovations.
You know what I like about them, and I know you and Dan hate these things, but some people do want walk-in tubs, and if you don't want to get your face ripped off, he does them.
No, he does them honestly, right. And I don't like them, but he does these showers, too, that are better, I think. If you have a wheelchair, you get right through. 303-904-2000. 303-904-2000. RenewHomeInnovations.com. So, people, part of what I do is I help with all kinds of problems, but I also recommend good people, and I take it to the bank. I really mean it. I want feedback on everybody I endorse. Now, Vilma says that her sister's son put her sister in a home, and her sister was very unhappy. Then what happened, Vilma? Your sister died in that home, isn't that right?
Yes, she died Saturday, January 2nd.
Oh, my God.
At Christmas time, I told my brother, you are the only one who has access to talking to her. She is anxious to hear from the family but she is not allowed to receive phone calls, to make phone calls, to write letters, to receive visitors. So,
Vilma, what was the cause of death? What was the cause of death?
That is what I wish to know. I believe it must have been the virus because at the dementia center, some people must have had it. I do not know because these people will not give us.
What can we do for you right now? What can we do for you?
Okay, I would like to know how can I get information about her death.
Okay. Hold on. Hold on. I get it. As a sister, I get it. Is the son, are you on good terms with the son right now?
I am not because my brother-in-law took my sister to a lawyer to sign a will, and when she saw that it did not say what she wanted, she says, I am not in agreement with that will. I will not sign it. And that's when her son took away her rights of family.
Okay, so Vilma's saying when they couldn't get this woman to sign the will they wanted, and she refused to do it, they put her in a home and said she was incompetent. But hold on a second. Did they have a court hearing on this? If she didn't want to go, they would have to have a court ruling.
I have no idea.
Okay, next question. Your sister, how old?
75.
Oh my goodness. And is she rich? Does she own a lot of stuff?
She owns 3 houses, land in Lookout Mountain, land in Colorado City, and part owner of land in South Dakota, farming land.
Does she have a big bank account?
She did, however, her husband will not let us.
Was she divorced from him?
No, she was not.
Well, then it's probably all his.
Then hold on. Then Blake,
but as far as the as far as the cause of death, just call up and ask the people. There's no HIPAA rules.
Now, Blake, first and foremost, her sister dies in a nursing home. She has a husband. She has a son. They obviously are not. They're obviously not talking to her. Now, Vilma, do you have a brother?
I have a brother and a sister in Chicago.
Are they on your side?
Yes.
Okay, now these siblings, Blake, what rights do they have, if any?
So, Tom, I just joined the call.
All right, Blake Harris, attorney at law, milehighestatePlanning.com. Let me explain it, Blake. This is not why we called you originally, by the way. That's why you didn't know about it. So, but we do have another question for you. Now, Vilma has a sister who was put in a home. She said it was against her will. What's your sister's name, Vilma?
Lillian.
Okay, that's it. Lillian. I just need to know Lillian. Lillian was put in a home by her son and husband against her will. Now, Vilma says Lillian was put there because Lillian refused to sign a will. We don't know any of that, but all we know now is Lillian's dead. Vilma wants information, so do the other siblings. They not only want information, but they want to know about her estate. Now, she is married. She has a son. Personally, I don't think these siblings have any rights at all, Blake. Blake Harris, attorney at law, milehighestatePlanning.com. What do you have to say?
So I would agree with that. My only caveat is that it sounds like this was in a different state, and the laws may be different in Chicago. But if this was in Colorado and an individual has a spouse and children, then the siblings have no standing whatsoever.
Vilma, what state was this?
Here in Colorado.
In Colorado, okay. So if Vilma wants to find out, what if she wants to see the medical records or find out the cause of death and all of that?
She does not have any standing if her sister was legally married at the time she passed away and had a child with that partner.
No standing. Vilma, unfortunately, you don't have any legal right to see or hear or do anything.
Exactly. I want to know what she died of because at that place, the residents sometimes will hurt her and she will complain and they will not do a thing about it.
Now, Vilma, let's say worst case scenario, and this is a terrible thing to say. And again, I'm just saying this as a supposition. Let's say they were mean to her. Let's say they accelerated her death. Let's say she died. Now, other than punishment, there's nothing else. I mean, you can bring a light, you can shine a light on the nursing home or on the assisted living facility, but you're not going to benefit from it. You wouldn't even have standing for a lawsuit.
Okay.
I mean, I don't see where you would as a sibling. Blake, am I not seeing something?
You are correct. If somebody is married and they have a child with that individual, the other family members have no standing whatsoever after somebody passes away. If she was still alive, there might be a little standing, but no, after someone passed away, there's no standing.
If we did not hear from them directly about her death, because we heard through other people that she has passed away, and they were very upset. That
you know what, Vilma? It's terrible. It is terrible. I'm on your side. But what we're saying is you may not have much to do about it as far as legally. Now, when she was alive, had she written in her last will and testament that I want my sisters and brothers to help bury me, I want them to know about this, I want them to know about that, I want them to have this, I want them to have that. But other than that, there's nothing there.
I thought siblings could request a death certificate. They can't?
The
Blake?
siblings, the siblings may be able to get a death certificate from vital records, but they're not going to have any standing in a probate court.
And no details.
It won't say what they died of on a death certificate?
Yeah, cause of death.
Well, that's all I'm talking about.
That will be on the death certificate.
You can get a death certificate, Vilma, but that's about it. You can't get medical records.
And you know, when she was alive, she told me, I want you to come with me to a psychologist so you can hear what he has to say. My sister and I, and the sister in Chicago, had spent a week together here in Denver, and she was so happy that the psychologist said to her, you sound so much better. I'm so glad to hear of your improvement. And she said, and then what the hell am I doing in that dementia center? And she didn't say anything.
Vilma, how old are you, dear?
I am 70.
You're just 70.
Yes.
Spunky.
No, I know. She's, I mean, Vilma, wow. And your sister. And how old's your brother?
My brother is 71.
I don't know. I don't see anything you can do legally, is what Blake is saying. It's terrible. Vilma, I understand this. I understand what you're going through. I think I would feel the same way. I'm very close to my brothers and sisters, brothers and sisters. So I don't know what I would do. I don't know what I would do.
I like to at least get...
Why can't they stand you? What's your issue with you, out of curiosity?
Yeah, why are you guys not on good terms?
Because my sister will not sign the will, and because of that, they took her right of seeing us.
Okay, but listen, here's the thing. Your sister, even if she didn't sign the will, may not have been able to leave things to you and your brother and other sister because, Blake, she's not allowed to disinherit her husband or her child, is she?
She can write a will that disinherits, one at a time. Child, you can disinherit your child as much as you want in any state other than Louisiana. The child can be completely disinherited. As far as the husband is concerned, you can write a will that disinherits your spouse. However, your spouse can elect against that and take up to half of your property, depending on the length of the marriage.
Okay. Now, hold on, Blake. I have another question for you. And, Velma, I don't know what else I can do. But, Blake, if you can hang on, I'd really appreciate it. MileHighEstatePlanning.com. More coming up.
Hold on 30 seconds. Warning. Yeah, sorry about the intro. I must have misplaced something in there whenever I was setting up the log.
Inspiration is amazing. It can turn this into this. Put it all together, and you get something special. Views is putting it all together with a special price. 99 cents for a Views Auto Power Unit. Available in-store.
So Dave Logan, I ran into, he was just...
Website restricted and it's 21 and over tobacco consumers.
John Fuller is a personal injury attorney. You hear him on this show a lot because we use him as an expert, and you should too. If you're ever injured,
or you ever have a case where you need information, you get free legal advice from John Fuller immediately. Free consultations. And only when you hire him do you pay, but you don't pay out of pocket. You only pay if he collects for you. It's an ideal situation. Fuller Law, John Fuller. Get legal advice when you need it the most. If you're injured, call him 303-597-4500. 597-4500. You can find John Fuller on my referral list at referralist.com. I ran into Dave, you know, and I said, hey, man, hope you're staying healthy. Yeah, I wish I was. I said, have you been sick? No, but, you know, I broke my collarbone in the cast. He's like in the cast from here to here. I said, what happened, man? I said, Logan. I said, did your father get us? No, you want to know what I did? I was standing there, and it gave way. I said, what?
That's it.
What gave way? His collarbone fucking snapped. Just standing there. He says you're looking into it to find out if he has any deficiencies and stuff for the bones and osteo, whatever. I wonder if he had like old sports injuries there. So anyway, that's weird. I told him to go to grocery. That sucks, man. Keep himself in tip-top shape. I think everyone needs a wellness doctor as you get older. You really do.
Well, I think the main thing is just a regimen like you have. I mean, that's a big thing, dude.
Oh my God, I know.
If you've ever sold a home, you know it's a hassle. From the prep work to the open houses, not to mention the surprise showings. What if I told you there was a stress-free way to buy and sell a home? Well, go to Orchard.com. Their Move First service helps you buy, then list your old home once you're all moved out. That means you'll never have to deal with showings, open houses, double moves, or double mortgages. And to make sure you get the best possible price, Orchard can also handle making repairs or updates, so your home is list ready. Joe, a recent Orchard client, said, with Orchard we got our new home for $10,000 less and got asking price on our old one. Highly recommend. Kevin, another client, said, we didn't have to carry two mortgages. Didn't have to rush.
Isn't it Nick Fox at Renew Home Innovations? Why do I call him John? Is it John?
Now. And
okay, here we go.
And get started with a free valuation. It's that easy. That's Orchard.com.
Can you turn down the
Orchard.com
thing? Hey, Carolyn, I see your thing to Dan. He has no control over that. We have a monitor in studio, so when we know when to go back, if we can't hear it, we'd be sitting here with nothing, not knowing we're back on air. Hopefully that makes sense to you. Plus, Tom's kind of deaf, so he's got to turn it up high. There's that, too. Right, Tom?
Right.
You're supposed to say, what'd you say? What?
Line 4, I'll field it, but she has a great question for Blake as well, okay?
Good.
Her sister owed her money when she died. She wants to know if she can put claims into the estate for the money owed to her.
All right, dude, I'm buying us some stock today. Oh, sure. I'm going to get a little more aggressive on that. All right, dudes, my first purchase in a while.
What are we buying?
It's called Neo.
What do you think about it?
I think they're going to make Tesla look like fucking morons.
God, Tesla can't keep up with their
All right. You want me to copy what I did for you?
How much is it?
About 150.
You think it's going up? Let's do it. Why do you like Neo? Why do you like him?
Well, actually, this guy on Facebook just sent me to an article. So, unlike Tesla where you got to charge a battery, these guys are selling the car with no batteries. And you swap them out. So you go up to, like, for example, a Walmart, it takes 3 minutes to put one in.
Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter, 303-713-TALK, 303-713-8255. Welcome to the only show of its kind anywhere. Blake Harris, attorney at
EstatePlanning.com. We've been talking about
estate plans. We do have some questions for you, but I have one that came up. We hear this all the time. Okay, if you get a beneficiary's deed or a will and you inherit a house on death, you get the stepped-up basis. That house is worth what it was worth on the day of death. So presumably, if you bought a house for 50, 100 grand years and years and years and years and years ago, and now it's worth 600,000 or 700,000, that's a big benefit to you because instead of it being worth 60 or 70 to you, it's worth 600,000 or 700,000. And since that's the basis, when you go to sell it, you only pay on the gain above that 600,000 or 700,000. A lot of people screw themselves out of that stepped-up basis by transferring the house while they're still alive. If they transfer the house while they're still alive, the person who gets the house inherits the original basis. So if your mom signs her house over to you and she bought it for 100 grand, then that is 100 grand basis to you. So if you sell it for 600 or 700, you're going to pay a crap load of taxes. So Blake Harris recommends there are other better ways to leave a house. Now, having said all of that, Blake Harris, this guy, his wife, already received the house from her mom in a quitclaim deed. They realized they made a mistake. Her mom is still alive. Can they undo it?
Yes. Quitclaim it back to mom. Mom will take it as her basis.
Wait.
And then have mom.
Wait. So if mom quitclaims it to me and I get her mom's basis, oh, yes, of course, it doesn't go back up again. It goes back. So then I quitclaim it back to mom and mom still has her basis. I get it. That's pretty obvious. That is obvious. Blake, so he should immediately undo that quitclaim by quitclaiming it back, right?
Right. I mean, unless mom is moving into the nursing home soon, or there's, or mom has other creditor issues, she's being sued.
Yes.
Yes.
And or he should call you 833-ASK-BLAKE. Seriously, Blake, that's great news, and I hope he's listening. So if you're listening, any of you, if you did a quitclaim deed from your parents or someone who's leaving you a home, it's not a good way to do it. You should ask milehighesstateplanning.com 833-ASK-BLAKE. Now, Blake, hang on. We got another question for you from Maria. Maria, go ahead.
Yeah, hi, Tom.
Hi.
My sister died 4 weeks ago, and I want to put, I paid a lot of her bills since 2011, and I have all the canceled checks, and can I submit them to her estate to get paid back?
Now, did you...
Or do I need a promissory note?
I was going to ask, when you loaned money, was there any memorialization of it? Was there any kind of writing or notes or anything?
I notated on all the checks. They were for her and for her house.
Did you notate that it was a loan?
Well, in 2016, I finally realized I should have a promissory note. So for 2016, I had one, which she signed.
And how much was it for?
Oh, it was about $4,000 or $5,000.
Does that represent what you loaned to her?
No, I loaned her a lot more, but I didn't realize I had to have a promissory note.
I don't know if you do. Blake, what happens when a sibling or someone is owed money and they want to go and you die? What happens?
Okay, so if you have a legitimate debt, then yes, you can definitely collect it from the estate.
Even without a written note?
Okay, so now in your situation where it's unclear whether it was a gift or a loan, you can still request it from the personal representative. If the personal representative wants to pay it or doesn't object to paying it, you can get reimbursed. However, if the personal representative fights you on it and objects to you being paid back without further proof, it's going to be hard to enforce your right to be repaid.
Yeah. Well, the city attorney is handling her estate, and she told me right away, it has to be a promissory note. But I don't care for this lady too much. I'm sorry I said that. But
wow.
Can I just
unfortunately,
submit
I would,
it and just...
I would agree with what the city attorney is doing, and if I was representing the estate, I would be reluctant to pay the debt without some further proof.
Okay.
Well, I will say this, Maria, it's going to be hard without documentation if the heirs are going to object. They're just going to say, hell no, you're not getting any money. See, what would prevent you from saying you loaned her $200,000? Now, if you have documentation of each and every check,
yeah, I do.
Well, they could claim it was a gift.
Well, her daughter and her two sons, they actually want me to get the inheritance.
Well, that might help. I mean, who else is involved? Who else is involved?
It's just those three kids, but they're on the East Coast.
Well, hold on. And where is your sister?
She died 4 years ago here in Colorado.
Okay, well, if they're the heirs, right?
Yes.
Well, there's nothing wrong with them designating you to receive part of their money.
Well, okay. Well, I have to tell her that.
Tell who that?
She told me that, but I still wanted the kids to get her money. So
who told? I don't understand what you're saying, Marie. What is the problem? You're telling me you loaned a total of how much to your sister? How much?
Oh, it's probably been $13,000.
Okay, and you want to be paid back or not? Yes or no?
I do.
Okay, and you said the three kids who are the only heirs have no problem with that.
They want me to get the whole thing, but I want to give them something once the house is sold.
Marie, what is then what are you asking us?
What am I asking you?
Yeah, because I thought you were having a problem proving that you are owed them.
I do. I do have a problem.
No, you don't, because you just told me the sisters want you to have everything. I mean, the siblings.
But I don't want that. I want them to have everything. I don't want that. I just want what's owed to me. That's all.
But if they want to give you everything, take everything and give them what you want. Do you understand there's no conflict here?
Well, now I understand, but I didn't understand 2 minutes ago.
Okay, good. Maria, you can call Blake Harris, by the way. You can. 833-ASK-BLAKE. He'd be happy to help you out. 833-ASK-BLAKE.
I don't understand this.
Man, I just bought a lot of that fucking stock.
You really believe in it, right?
What'd you say?
You really believe in it?
Well, I mean, I like where it's going.
Now, impact traffic. This report
Do you
is
think
sponsored
people would
by
want to exchange
Allstate.
batteries?
From the Betfred Sports Traffic Center, a few spots popping up both
What's
on and
that?
off
Do
the
you think
highway.
people would
Watch
want
out
to
for
exchange
you. Drive
batteries?
across
Fuck yeah, it takes 3 minutes. You can drive across country with it. That's faster than fucking filling up with gas. 3 minutes.
And Walmart's.
No, they haven't made. I don't know where they're going to do it. It doesn't matter where they do it, as long as they get into someone that's got a big
Those people
footprint.
take the batteries and recharge them.
Exactly. And you never have to buy the battery, so it makes the car $10,000 less because you never own it. You're just, you're basically using it.
How much does it cost to exchange batteries?
I have no idea.
Wagner, 630 K-How.
No matter what, I think we'll get a jump.
Ways to save.
Plus, here's the other deal. It's a nicer product than Tesla, and it's cheaper.
Allstate. You've never
That'd
been
be like
better
self-driving
hands.
and all that.
Visit
Oh, yeah.
allstate.com or call an agent to
Comes
get
with the Chinese driver.
TheArtOfGranite.com. TheArtOfGranite.com is the website.
and they have a showroom in Golden. And here's the message. You can do any countertop you want, whether it be granite or quartz or any other material. You get those wholesale. And then you pay for fabrication and installation. But you don't pay for tear out and haul away. You don't pay for the bathroom when you have the kitchen done. Get your price on the phone today. 303-386-5919. And countertops in just 2 weeks from the time you choose your stuff. 303-386-5919.
Your business is getting back to business, but things are a little different than 6 months ago. What does that mean for your customers? And when things are constantly changing, how do you know you're making the right decisions? What you need is Research Raccoon. Research Raccoon is the easy way to learn about your customers.
Oh, by the way, Tom, I know you said that you've never done a Larson Live, but they are insistent, and there's a Larson Live.
Then they will cancel. They will, if I did it live, they will cancel.
Okay, so you keep putting in the regular.
You absolutely put it in because that is a direct instruction from the client.
Got you. I'm just making sure with you just because they just keep putting it in there.
I promise you that they do not want that.
Cool. Just double checking.
Or introduce yourself to a new audience. Talk to Research Raccoon and get data you can use for less than you think. Visit researchraccoon.com to learn more and discover which plan is best for you. researchraccoon.com. A little gut check for your big ideas.
Ideal Home Loans for your next ideal home loan with credit optimization in order to get even better rates. They also have the pick your term loan. You may not want to go back to 30 years. Pick whatever term you want. If you refinance or you purchase and rates go down, they will refinance you free of all lender fees. 303-867-7000, idealhomeloans.com. Equal opportunity lender regulated by DORA, NMLS 136756. For terms and conditions, call 844-45 Ideal.
Well, it's the start of a new year, and if you're a timeshare owner, you probably just paid your annual maintenance fees. But if you're feeling stuck in your unwanted timeshare, it's not too late to get out, even if you've already paid those fees. This month only, get a maintenance fee credit with Timeshare Termination Team. So for those timeshare owners who have already paid your maintenance fees for this year, it's not too late. Get started with Timeshare Termination Team this month, and they will apply what you paid for this year's maintenance fee toward the cost of our services. Timeshare Termination Team will get you out of your timeshare legally and permanently, guaranteed.
Hey, Tommy, for line one, the guy needs an attorney to fight a permanent restraining order. So I tried Joe Lazare, he says that's a family law thing. So I tried Bonnie, she's not available, but I thought it would be a good one to put on the air. Just because he's got a permanent restraining order against him.
It'd be Joe Lazare.
Joe Lazare said he doesn't do those. Those are family law.
What is it for? A permanent?
He has a permanent restraining order against him, and he wants to fight it. So all he was calling was for a referral, but I wanted to put it on the air to give some love to our attorney.
And that is truly
criminal.
Yeah,
the
it
nose
really
of your
is.
body.
But,
I mean, it could be a neighbor. It doesn't have to be family law.
but it was done in a divorce.
I did not ask. He just says, I want to fight a permanent restraining order and I need an attorney. So I started with Joe.
Joe, I mean, I don't even know. You get fucking Bendinelli or somebody if Joe doesn't want to talk about it.
Yeah, Bendinelli's got a
so with all the horrible stuff in there,
criminal
now's
guy
the perfect
where he
time
might
to join more than 1 million Americans
Okay.
who
Or-
use Navage.
Yeah,
It
I
has
don't
over
see this as family law.
30,000
Honest to God, I don't.
averaging
I don't know why he-
You want to talk to him first and then we
Because
figure out who
Navage
to
is
get?
easy to use. It's
No,
inexpensive,
it's just
natural,
it's really a
drug-free,
criminal
safe,
defense
and
attorney.
most important,
It
it
is.
works. Think about it.
And who else do we have that does criminal defense?
Maybe it's time to clean
You know
up
what?
the
Get Kranak on.
Breathe better, sleep deeper.
No?
I like Kranak.
Healthier.
Oh, give him a
Online
break.
at Navage.com
He's
and
different.
Target, CVS,
He does
Walgreens,
criminal.
Bed Bath, and Rite Aid. Navage, and
All right, get him on.
He got to do. He got to listen. He got a listener not only off 100% on the DUI, but he never even he didn't blow, and he got it. He kept his fucking license. Never lost his license. He won the DMV hearing, and he won the fucking criminal case, and I've never heard of that before.
With amazing onyx sorghum is packed with powerful plant-based antioxidants to help protect your body from free radicals. When we make grainberry, we care about sugar control. That's why we start with lower sugar than other cereals, then use our whole grain onyx sorghum to help slow sugar absorption. This sugar control, or sugar taming as we call it, helps.
Hey, does Mueheisen?
Prediabetes. And we didn't have
Mueheisen might be one.
So buy grainberry cereal with amazing onyx sorghum.
All right, 10 seconds, got your back one.
Available in multi-brand flakes, honey nut toasted oats, and delicious cinnamon frosted shredded wheat.
Grainberry, healthy cereal for your family.
Hi, Tom Martino here,
713
Talk.
If you have an insurance claim of any kind, don't ever try to fight that alone. Now, I talked about All Pro Restoration, and somebody asked, Tom, you say they're the good guys in restoration, okay? AllProColorado.com, All Pro Restoration. Can they help negotiate with the insurance company? Well, they will tell your insurance company what you need to restore your property and to get it, and to stop the damage. But roofers and restoration companies and all of those companies are not qualified or licensed to actually negotiate with insurance companies. You need a public adjuster for that. And I recommend, we have public adjusters on our referral list, and I recommend Claims Pro. He is a great guy. Claims Pro, they do both commercial and residential. And what they do is take a free look at your case to see if they can get you more money. It's that easy. You need someone on your side, and they only take a small percentage of what they collect. And they almost always, I would say, always get you more money, more than their fee. Publicadjuster.pro. Publicadjuster.pro. Look for Peter, 833-252-4600. 833-252-4600. Let's keep going. Now, we have lines open at 303-713-TALK, and we're trying to find an attorney right now for line one. I'll take Brian while we're waiting. Brian, what's happening, Brian?
Oh, Tom, thanks for taking the call.
Yes, sir.
I'm building a shed in my backyard, ground up, and of course my HOA is saying I must get as close as I can to match the vinyl siding that's currently on my house.
Okay. There's nothing wrong with vinyl siding. Now, there's vinyl-coated steel and vinyl-coated aluminum. Vinyl-coated steel, aluminum, but there is also straight vinyl siding as well.
Okay. Well, my current siding, which I don't know who the manufacturer is or anything, because it's about 20 years old, built with Centrex builder or something like that. I don't know.
Yeah.
Anyway, my siding is not painted. I can tell that. So it is definitely molded into the siding. And I wonder, is there somebody in town I can go to with a sample of this color?
Yeah.
Say, hey.
Okay, two of them. Well, more than two, but here's the two that come off the top of my head. First of all, if you want the best siding in the world, truly, Everlast siding. Everlast siding has wood grains or smooth textures, whatever you want. It has a palette of colors. The colors go through and through. K&H Home Solutions. So K&H Home Solutions can offer that. They're wonderful people. Or Genesis Total Exteriors. Now, Genesis doesn't, I don't know if they carry Everlast or not, but Genesis, he has a lot to choose from as well. They're good people, and you can trust them both. And K&H Home Solutions, let me just find this real quick, is you talk to anyone up there, tell them I told you, 303-421-7100. And that's K&H. Now, they have Everlast, and I recommend Everlast for sure. I also, though, Genesis, he's been doing exteriors for a long time, and he has other sidings.
Stucco.
Yep, or stucco, but no, they have to match vinyl. Now, Genesis is 303-679-8509, GenesisTotalExteriors.com. It's 303-679-8509. You will love them. Just call both and see what you come up with and let us know.
Okay, will do.
All right, man. Thank you very much. And they can also work with the HOAs. They've done this before. They know this. They know the drill. All right. What is on your mind today? Do you want to talk about anything you can? As you know, since we came back on the air after the first, we stopped talking a lot about all the crap going on in the world. And I'll tell you why. Because it does no good. You can hear your fill of that anywhere you want, on cable news, regular news. We have opinions, but what difference does it make? I personally don't give a damn what people think as far as things go. I like to hear a variety of opinions, but I realized that people don't change minds. They don't. I think people believe what they believe. I don't know how they form those beliefs, but I've never known anyone to truly change their core beliefs. So I'm not here to try to make you change. Again, we talked about COVID. We talked about the vaccine. We talk about it in an open way. It's a respiratory virus. It's going to be with us forever, just like every other COVID virus. It's never going to go away. It's serious in that it's contagious, not that it kills a large percentage of people. It does not. It mostly targets those who are infirmed, those who are weak. However, we have to deal with it. I'm not going to get into whether you should get a vaccine or not. That's up to you. I'll get one. And however, you can still get other strains.
You still never told us about that text you got or the email from the woman that said if she doesn't get it, she's going to get fired.
Here it is. And I wanted to say something else about the protests. I haven't talked about that. I think extreme protesting, whether it's left or right, they're both disgusting. And they just give a bad name to the cause. Whether you're a liberal or a conservative, you should not like the extreme left or extreme right who makes everyone look bad. And I hope we can all agree with that damn thing. Now, I will say this, okay? No matter what, you have the right media, which is very fewer than the liberal, but you have right media, and of course they have one side, and the left media. That's what I don't like about the country anymore. You can't get straight news from anyone. You get censoring from social media. You get censoring from mainstream media as to what they want to cover and not. You'll have some media saying that these protests in Washington were the biggest evil that ever happened, yet when Antifa was burning down stuff, you never hear them say a word. But then you also hear the opposite. I am telling you, we're not here to change minds. I realize I'm never going to change your mind. However, the reason I'm saying this, if you want to talk about anything, you can. I'm not here to debate it with you. I think the country is in sorry-ass shape.
Hell yeah, it is.
And it's not because we have a democratically controlled Congress and president. We're in sorry shape because we have such division. And here's something that Trump did not do any good for the country as far as uniting us. Now, granted, everybody hated him, didn't give him a chance, blah, blah, blah.
Oh, my God, they had that whole Russian
but every
collusion.
time,
they did the impeachment,
I understand, I understand, Mark, but every time he had a chance to rise above, he never even tried to rise above and bring people together. He never tried. I'm not saying it would have worked. Again, no matter where you stand, you're going to have your opinion. I'm not going to change it.
He foobarred this thing yesterday, and those guys that broke into the Capitol, man, they're going to be facing 10 years, and they should have never have done it. You know the last time something like that happened?
No.
When the British came in and burned it down.
I just want to say this, though. One thing for sure, okay? Just on a personal note, I cannot stand the Comos. The governor is a big blowhard.
Their father
hypocrite.
Was okay.
Oh, I loved him. And I can't stand the guy on CNN. He literally, you can quote him saying that protesters are there for a reason. They do not have to be polite.
Not anymore.
No, he was saying that about the left. But when it came to the right protesting, he said they were disgusting, evil fools. Now, by the way, I think they're both disgusting, evil fools. I don't want any of that. And I just had to get it off my chest so you don't think I'm numb. I'm not numb to anything, but I'm not trying to change minds. Now, Philip's trying to fight a restraining order. And it's a permanent restraining order. We'll come back and deal with that. And any problems you have, 303-713-TALK. Give us a call, 303-713-8255.
Text. Thank you for that.
Tell your smart device to play 6.
All right, you got coming back. We're coming in about a minute.
You can hear news and talk that impacts your life.
Getting 630 K-Pop from iHeartRadio.
Denver's talk station. Available on over 2,000 devices. Now, Impact Traffic.
This report is sponsored by Allstate. From the Bedford Sports Traffic Center, lots going on across town. Got a crash on the ramp from Pecos on to westbound.
Go out and spend money. Plus the stimulus is going to be $2,000. So everybody you see is going to have $2,000 in their fucking pocket. Think of that. You know, places. What do you do with it? Well, you go to the movies. You do stuff you can.
Do you want a safe, conservative investment you can get into for as little as a couple $100 a month? and then let it grow tax-free. That's what you call become the banker. We call it become the banker because you become your own banker. You can take this pot of money and borrow from it and pay yourself back instead of using credit. You can use it for college. Whatever it is, you need to learn about it. Please, becomethebanker.org. It's solid. 303-779-6600. Becomethebanker.org.
Regarding COVID-19 catcher, many of us have suffered the effects of COVID-19, personally and financially. Many businesses will close permanently. Believe me, you're not alone if some of your bills have gone unpaid. And especially stressful are the IRS matters.
Okay, I got Waddy Newheisen, then of course Mark Raynack emails me back after I get Waddy. But anyway, but here's the only problem, Tom. Waddy has an appointment right at noon, which is in like 10 minutes. So can you take this call? And
yeah, you want me to take it right away?
Right away, just because he's got an appointment. Okay, thanks.
You get me another Coke? Thank you.
Did you see that comment on Tommy?
What?
Dave Tommy likes to talk about, and then there was this whole list from Dave Porter. It was funny.
What is it?
It's like,
COVID protesting, I'm a pilot. Have I mentioned I'm a pilot?
He's so cool.
Carbs, masks, bad contractors. I fly a helicopter in dieting.
Everything important and less than important happening right now.
I'm Jack, that's Miles. This is what's trending. You know, having like Japanese food and like, kids have like Lunchables. Yeah, in hindsight, these fellas would have killed for little Japanese. When you cut those kids open, you can see rings of sodium inside their DNA.
The Daily Zeitgeist Podcast, dumpster diving below the surface of American culture, so you don't have to. To listen to the Daily Zeitgeist, download the free iHeartRadio app or listen wherever you get your podcasts.
In this crazy times that we're all living in right now, there's nothing more important than your health. At Fitness Gallery, we offer the nation's lowest prices on the world's finest fitness equipment, like true treadmills.
Hey, your home gym never closes. Everybody should have a true
What
treadmill.
is?
Look at the treadmill that I have in my
Holy
home.
shit, 32, 42, 52, 62, 72, 82, 92. 70 cents.
Tough machines are tremendous for any type of workout you're trying to do.
70 cents times 7,000.
I'm not hurting myself, I'm helping myself.
No.
There's no better way to be consistent.
9,000.
Workouts to have it at home, have it available to you any time of the day.
Cow.
Tough stuff on the Fitness Gallery. You're going to get the
Holy
best
shit.
your money can buy.
We have them in stock, and you can pick up today. Having your own home gym
Come on.
is more affordable than you think. High quality.
70 cents times 9,000.
To find one of our
What the fuck is that?
metro locations, including our newest.
70 cents times
We can't
9,000.
stop time, but we can help your day be more efficient, get fit, and stay.
That's that fucking stock I just bought. It's up 70 cents since I bought it.
Hold on.
What the fuck is it? This thing won't
6,300.
6,300 in what? 8 minutes? 30 minutes? I'll tell you what, I won't hang on to Chinese fucking stock long enough.
That's a Chinese company.
Chinese company. It's on our market though. That's fucking crazy, dude. You realize if that jumps a buck, that's 9,000 a day.
What if it goes to 10?
Actually, I got more than that. I dropped over $500,000 combined.
Yeah, but
so it's got to be.
What'd you do for me?
Whatever I did. No, I'm including yours in there. I think we each got 3,000. And then I bought a shitload in all my retirement accounts.
Should we buy in more?
Yeah. Probably, but.
Whether you're a pro,
dude, I become more. Unless if I'm day trading, I become pretty conservative trader.
And Lowe's has the pro-grade cleaning supplies you need. We go beyond the basics, bringing you commercial cleaning from top brands like Clorox.
Those fucking tax cuts scare the shit out of me.
And in larger
Not to mention, I want cash because I am fucking convinced I can buy some foreclosures up in 5 or 6 months.
Or pick up in store. Lowe's, the new home for pros. U.S. only.
Talking about 30 guys?
Kids. Every small business has unique needs, and when you partner with a Dell Technologies advisor, you get real-time, tailored advice. They'll even give you a free consultation on your...
You know, there's a neighborhood out in Elizabeth.
A custom solution to help improve your company's productivity.
Brand new neighborhood up behind Walmart.
Dell Business Credit.
I might buy a fucking house out there.
All right, 10 seconds, you're back in.
I think Elizabeth's going to jump fucking 15-20% over the next couple of years. Rent it out till you sell it.
Hi, Tom Martino here. One Clear Choice Garage Doors. Call them for your garage door needs. These are the best people, man. When it comes to garage doors, they can be out there 24/7 for emergencies, broken springs, anything you need. But I have a Sidewinder garage door. You know what that is? It's on the side. You don't have any rails in the middle anymore. It's so cool. Anyway, they have it all. 720-370-3987. 720-370-3987, oneclearchoicestores.com. I got to go to Waddy Mueheisen. He's an attorney at law with Mueheisen and Mueheisen. They've been on my referral list for many years, and we need to ask him a question. Philip called, and we want to know what to do about this. Philip, go ahead and explain your problem. We have an attorney on. Go ahead.
Hi, Tom. Thanks for taking my call.
Yes, sir.
I was recently served the other day with a temporary civil protection order soon to be made permanent. I've been doing some lawyer shopping right now, and was wondering is $2,400 a good from the Colorado Legal Defense Group? Are they reputable, and is that a reasonable cost?
Okay, first of all, I don't know about that, whether it's reputable or not, but I will say you shouldn't shop price. You should shop efficiency and experience. Before we even get into this, Philip, I need to know something. Before a restraining order becomes permanent, it is called a temporary restraining order. Who filed the temporary restraining order?
The petitioner did.
Well, who is it? Your wife, your husband, your friend, your neighbor? Who?
A parental figure that I've not spoken to in more than a decade.
A parental figure. Okay. Does that mean a mom or dad, or stepmom or stepdad?
Yes. I'm trying to be vague to be anonymous, but
Philip, nobody will put it together. Okay. Promise you.
It's my mom. It's my mom, man.
Why did she do it, Philip? Why did she do it?
She's claiming that there has been harassment on her professional website, and I don't know what's going on.
Okay. Now, what does your mom do in general, a professional website? Just give me a category. A service?
I think she does charity work or something.
Okay. And somebody is bombing your website?
Yeah.
With what? Comments?
Yeah. Some really, really dark shit.
All right. Hold on a sec. We're going to come right back to you. Okay. Did you get that, Aunt? Philip, you can't say that word, so I'm going to come back to you. But here's the deal. A restraining order starts out temporary and it goes to permanent. That's when you should have had an attorney, because they have a hearing. Waddy, what happens for a temporary restraining order to go to permanent? Are you there, sir? Okay.
Yes, can you hear me?
Yes, sir. So what happens?
So what happens is there's a return date on the temporary protection order summons.
Yeah.
And that's when...
Hold on. Keep going, sir. I'm sorry.
That's when the hearing is scheduled for the court to decide if it's permanent or not.
Okay.
But you appear on that day, and you're entitled to 1 2-week continuance, and not more than that, which is why you got to get your ducks in a row before that date.
But doesn't there have to be some level of proof? If you showed up, they have to have some level of proof. The only way they would just convert it blindly is if you didn't show up, right?
Exactly. You can get a default permanent protection order, so you absolutely have to show up. But if you show up for the permanent protection order hearing, the judge or the magistrate conducts a full-blown hearing where the petitioner has to prove by a preponderance of the evidence that the protection order should be made permanent.
So, Waddy, it would have to be way more than just an accusation.
Absolutely, they have to prove it, and you can cross-examine the witnesses and the petitioner.
So we can assume he probably didn't show up. So I want to ask him a question, Philip, you can't say any bad words, but did you show up for the permanent hearing or not?
The permanent hearing is not till next week.
Well, you just said it was turned into a permanent restraining order, or is they're trying?
No, I'm sorry. I think we misunderstood each other.
Oh, good.
The temporary restraining order was filed ex parte.
Okay, I got you. Hold on, and we'll come up with a plan for you. I'm glad you're calling now, Philip. It's a good idea. We'll talk to Mueheisen and Mueheisen. They're very good. Also, we have other recommendations, so hang on. Meanwhile, people, give us a call, 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. We're right back with more problem solving.
You notice by
I got our basis wrong. We're actually down a few cents. Yeah, I know. I've been reading it. I can't fucking watch it.
You notice he never, ever, ever condemned ever the otherwise. Ever.
The answer may be as simple as a mortgage.
Antifa was not bad. They were what were they? An idea. They weren't even real. They were just an idea.
Honest to God, the fucking hypocrisy I can't take.
Elected representatives of the
But
people
I still say
and even
Trump
the
so
vice president,
cool.
that sacred ballot.
Yeah.
I made clear from the moment I entered this race that
my son
what I believe was at stake. I said there was nothing less at stake than who we are as a nation, what we stand for, what we believe, what we will be. At the center of that belief is one of the principles this nation has long held.
Hack the
We
court.
are a government of laws, not of men, the people. Of laws. I said it many times in the campaign. Our democratic institutions are not relics of another age. They're what set this nation apart. They're the guardrails of our democracy. And there's no president.
Oh, he's going to be a boring.
That's why there is no president who is a king.
We need it.
No Congress. That's a House of Lords. A judiciary doesn't serve the will of the president or exist to protect him or her. We have three co-equal branches of government. Co-equal. Our president is not above the law. Justice serves
But his
the
son
people.
is.
It doesn't protect the powerful. Justice is blind. What we saw yesterday,
Can you believe he's saying this?
in plain view, was another violation of the fundamental tenet of this nation. Not only do we see the failure to protect one of the three branches of our government, we also saw a clear failure to carry out equal justice. Should be used to say in the Senate, excuse a point of personal privilege. A little over an hour and a half after the chaos started, I got a text from my granddaughter, Finnegan Biden, who's a senior in her last semester in Pennsylvania. She sent me a photo of military people in full military gear. Scores of them lining the steps of the Lincoln Memorial because of protests by Black Lives Matter.
How much money he's going to.
She said, Pop, this isn't fair. No one can tell me that if had been a group of Black Lives Matter protesting yesterday, they wouldn't have been treated very, very differently than the mob of thugs that stormed the Capitol. We all know that's true. And it is unacceptable. Totally unacceptable.
Oh, it's not true.
The American people saw it in plain view. I hope it sensitizes them to what we have to do. Not many people know it. When Justice Garland and I were talking, we talked about, I think he raised it, the reason for the Justice Department was formed in the first place. It was back in 1870. We didn't have a Justice Department before that, the cabinet. It was formed in 1870 to enforce the Civil Rights Amendment that grew out of the Civil War. The 13th, 14th, and 15th Amendments. To stand up to Klan, to stand up to racism, to take on domestic terrorism. This original spirit must again guide and animate its work. So as we stand here today, we do so in the wake of yesterday's events that could not more have vividly demonstrated some of the most important work we have to do in this nation. Committing ourselves to the rule of law in this nation, invigorating our domestic and democratic institutions, carrying out justice under the law in America. There's no more important place for us to do this work than the Department of Justice. It's been so politicized. There's no more important people to carry out this work than the people I'm announcing today. More than anything, we need to restore the honor, the integrity, the independence of the Department of Justice in this nation that's been so badly damaged. And so many former leaders of that department in both parties have so testified and stated that. I want to be clear to those who lead this department who you will serve. You won't work for me. You are not the president or the vice president's lawyer. Your loyalty is not to me. It's to the law, the Constitution, the people of this nation, to guarantee justice.
Okay, Dan, I won't fucking...
For Attorney General of the United States, I nominate a man of impeccable integrity, Judge Merrick Garland, one of the most respected jurists of our time. Brilliant yet humble,
I have no idea.
distinguished yet modest, full of character and decency. The Supreme Court clerk served in the Justice Department during the Carter, Bush 41, and Clinton administrations, where he embraced the department's core values of independence and integrity. Federal prosecutor who took on terrorism and corruption and violent crime, always with the utmost professionalism and the duty to the oath he swore. Nominated by President Clinton to be a judge on the D.C. Circuit Court of Appeals, considered the second most powerful court in America. Throughout such a long career, Judge Garland has earned.
The confirmation text and info. Standard data and message rates apply in this nationwide contest. That's pay to 200 200. This is the Troubleshooter Show.
Now, Tom Martino, the Troubleshooter.
Help me if you can, I'm feeling down.
I'm Tom Martino. Welcome to the show. 303-713-TALK, 303-713-8255. Help me help you. Call with any problems, questions, or complaints. We want to help. Honest to God, anything we can do to help. The whole idea is no matter what goes on in the country, everyday life goes on. People get screwed, too. They get screwed. They get shafted. They get cheated. Sometimes you do something wrong. So please, let us help you. And this hour brought to you by SaferNet.com. I cannot stress enough what a great service this is. Think about it. If you wanted to protect your computer, you get this app, SaferNet.com. You download it. You turn it on. It actively searches all your open ports and gateways. It encrypts all your information to and from the internet and keeps you from getting any bad malware or viruses, period. That's how it works. No ransomware, nothing will get through. SaferNet.com. That's a bold statement, isn't it? SaferNet.com. Guess what? To put it on your computer and to protect it, $2 a month. $2 a month. You want to protect your cell phone? $2 a month. Your laptop? $2 a month. Look them up. SaferNet.com. I love this company, SaferNet.com. My kids have that app running. Now, let's talk. Are we getting Muhais into Muhais? Oh, he had to go to an appointment, right?
He did.
Okay, but here, I'm going to talk to Philip because he gave me some information, yes?
Okay, also, Tom, Waddy did text me a message form that I can give to him off the air or on the air.
Okay, what did he message? Because he told me some stuff, too. What did he message? By the way, Philip, you're up. Go ahead.
For Tom and Philip, hire an attorney before the return date, then she or he can get the 2-week continuance to prepare. Then the petitioner would have to prove the case at the subsequent hearing, and the attorney can defend based on the statute. Philip's type of case is difficult to prove.
That's right. Philip, almost no one, I want you to listen to this, almost no one turns a temporary restraining order into a permanent one. Almost no one. Do you know why? The courts The courts are very, very, very conservative when it comes to abridging someone's rights. They need proof. Philip, it makes people nervous when a TRO, temporary restraining order, is issued because they think to themselves, holy cow, how could this happen? Because it's exactly what you said. It's called ex parte, meaning absent of the other party. So you're able to go in and you're able to argue, and they issue it like candy. But that TRO is for a limited amount of time. Then it turns into a permanent only in two ways. One, the petitioner goes to court and proves their case to a judge for a permanent restraining order. That's got to be more than just saying, well, I think he's doing this to my website. You don't have to prove you're innocent. The next thing is, if you don't show up, it will automatically turn into a permanent. So here's what you do. You call Muheisen and Muheisen or Joe Lazzara or some other criminal defense attorney, and you say, I want to fight this restraining order. If you're having a hearing in a couple weeks, they can get a 2-week continuance. They're allowed to get a one-time continuance. So the sooner you hire an attorney, the better, because they need as much time to prepare as possible. Then, once they get the continuance, they will prepare. And most likely, unless there is something really you're not telling us, I don't see how your mom can prevail simply because she thinks you bombed her website.
Yeah.
Okay?
Okay.
So there it goes. All right. Now, listen, do you mind giving us your mom's website off the air?
Yeah, I can do that off the air.
All right, hold on. I'd like to look at it. Delana, welcome to the show, Delana. What's going on?
Good morning, sir.
What's happening?
I didn't know I was... Oh, a lot.
Okay, let's help you. We do it on the air like this, Delana, because we get the help of others. Also, it gives us power to solve your problems. So what's going on?
Perfect. That's what I'm looking for.
All right.
I have been dealing with a criminal case, domestic violence case in Adams County.
Now, was the violence against you, Delana?
Yes, it was.
Okay, by who, Delana? By an ex-husband, boyfriend, or what?
By my wife.
Okay, so your wife committed domestic violence when?
June 3rd of 2020.
Okay. Now, what did she do? Or allegedly do? We're not using her name. It doesn't matter. What did she do?
She, due to alcohol, she becomes a different person, and she just, a lot happened, but she essentially put her hands on me and broke my brand new 65-inch TV I just bought.
Oh, my goodness.
Through it. I mean, it was really, really bad.
Now, Delana, was this the first time this ever happened?
That I had ever called the police on her.
Well, I'm asking, though, is it the first time that she's been violent before?
Yes, she is currently now, because she was just arrested again at the beginning of December on her 4th documented DV.
Wait a minute, with you?
Nope, this is the second one on me. The other 2 were prior in her previous relationship.
Wait a minute, so she has more than one partner that filed on her?
Yes, that is correct.
Well, Delana, that's a serious issue. Now I need to ask a few things. First and foremost, are you divorced?
No, we are not. That is part of the problem right now.
Okay, so this happened last year, June. And now you need to know what to do for what. What are you looking at now? You got domestic violence. You have a divorce looming. What can we help you with?
Well, let me tell you a little bit more about it. But the problem right now is currently with Adams County courts. They have messed our case up and prolonged it.
How?
COVID?
By continue. That's their excuse.
It's everyone's excuse. Everyone's excuse.
Yeah, but the problem that I'm having right now is that my wife is pregnant. There's a restraining order.
Wait, your wife is pregnant, the one that did violence?
Yeah, we have a 18-month-old son, and we also have she's 11, almost 12 weeks pregnant tomorrow.
Now, who bore the first child?
She did.
Okay, so you have a child right now in your custody, right?
That is correct.
And are you going to fight for custody of the other child, or are you trying to reconcile? What's going on?
Well, that's the problem. Her parents they don't want to hold themselves accountable for anything or hold Rebecca accountable. When she decided to come back home after the first time, I got the protection order modified so she could be in our home.
Yeah.
Obviously, in that time we conceived, and we didn't try once, but we tried. It didn't work. Then we tried again. She had a miscarriage, and then we tried again. So this baby, obviously, we're not a heterosexual couple. This baby was wanted, but her family is so toxic to her.
Because, hold on, are they toxic to her and you, or just you?
Absolutely. Nope, both.
Okay, because are they? Is it because you're a married same-sex couple? Is that why?
I think because they have always controlled and manipulated Rebecca's life and let her criminal history or, drug.
I don't understand that.
Yeah, but we don't know where you're going with this. Like, Delana, first of all, do you want to get back together with her?
Absolutely. That's my wife.
And does Rebecca want to, hold on, does Rebecca want to get back together with you?
I truly believe in my heart the answer is yes, but her parents and her sisters control and manipulate her life. The first time
So you can't even communicate with her?
She will not communicate back to me. I can send her messages.
Okay.
I see that she gets
Another question. Is there any kind of restraining order one way or the other?
Yes, there's 3 protection orders in place for her, but that's what I'm saying.
But hold on, that's why she's not communicating with you, because if she has any kind of sense, she won't. Even if you reach out to her, she's not allowed to.
No, that's what I'm telling you, is that there is the protection order was modified so that we could have electronic communication about our children.
Okay.
And then for the second time now, her parents have paid for an attorney for her to divorce me.
If this was a heterosexual couple, you would be saying, why are you going back to someone that's got 4 DVs?
Mark, hold on. I'm not even getting into that yet. What I want to try to figure out is what Delana wants. You're upset that even though electronic communication is allowed, you're upset that the parents are not letting her communicate. But you're saying they're trying to get her to divorce you. Okay. She's only going to divorce you if she wants to. I mean, she's not brainwashed, is she?
Yes, absolutely. That's what I'm trying to tell you. The first time she was arrested, before they would get her out of jail, they gave her an ultimatum that if she didn't divorce me, they wouldn't help her. And if she came back to me, they would disown her. So she decided to come back to me because I'm not this horrible person everybody thinks I am. And they chose to not have any interaction.
You hang on. I want to get, a family law attorney on. But I also want to talk to you again. And Kevin.
Let's get Dr. Laura on.
Hold on. Mark, stop. I mean, she has a legitimate question. And as far as the DV goes, okay, listen. You're right.
It's going to get better.
You're right, Mark. If anyone is the victim of multiple DVs or even one DV, you should seriously examine getting back together. However, if the other person knows they're in trouble and gets counseling or help, who am I to say don't give them a chance? I don't know the answer to that. I do know that it's not something to play around with, and don't think you're going to change it. You're not. Now, Kevin on line 4, Suzanne, make sure he hangs on because I have some answers for him too. All of that coming up.
Heterosexual couple, it would be completely different. In what way, Mark? I wouldn't have treated it any differently.
I bet you would have.
No, I absolutely would.
A guy that beat his old girlfriend now beats his new girlfriend, and she wants to go back with him.
Mark,
you wouldn't handle that any different.
I would first answer all of her questions like I always do. Then I would get around to counseling.
Okay.
You know that.
Fair enough. I just can't believe her fucking question.
I don't, but here's the mark. I don't get sidetracked by the person.
Normal people don't smash fucking these.
That's right. We know that. But I didn't know what
You're up.
All right. IdealHomeLoans.com for your next ideal home loan. They are the company years and years ago, and I got connected with them. They're direct mortgage lenders, and they save you money. Why? Because they have lower costs and lower rates, and you can check that out by simply shopping around. All employees are salary-based. They do the entire transaction from beginning to end. An interest rate guarantee. All you have to do is call them for details. 303-867-7000. If rates go down over the next 2 years, they refinance you free of charge. You can save thousands of dollars right now. I mean, rates are at lows. And not only that, you can take an equity loan to pay off some bills and then pay off that quicker than you could a credit card because of the low rates. IdealHomeLoans.com. They're an equal opportunity lender regulated by DORA. NML. Terms and conditions, you can call 844-45-IDEAL. But for a loan, 303-867-7000. Now, a message that I want to get out loud and clear because I have so many friends this affects is pain care, Colorado pain care. A lot of people just assume you have to live with pain. Do you realize I thought that was just a way of life? And I had to rip myself away from taking pills. And I'll tell you what, I'll never do it again. And thank God we have a company like Colorado Pain Care Clinic, ColoradoPainCare.com. These doctors are dedicated to helping people get back to their lives. You know what? You don't have to accept pain. Get back to living. They have all kinds of procedures. Sure, they can manage medication, but their goal is to get you off and to get you onto life. With physical therapy, emotional therapy, even interventional procedures like epidural steroid injections, nerve blocks, radiofrequency, nerve control, nerve and spinal cord stimulators. These are new high-tech options. And they also have regenerative options like PRP and stem cells. Here's the message. ColoradoPainCare.com. Colorado Pain Care cares. 303-GOT-PAIN. That's the phone number. 303-GOT-PAIN. Okay, send that too. I'm putting all these together for some slots for you for backup.
I emailed you that website for Philip, but he said it would violate his restraining order right now if that website was given out on the air. So I just wanted to clarify.
Is it on? Where is it?
I emailed it to you, to T. Martino.
By the way, it wouldn't violate it, but
he was scared it would. That's for sure.
I won't do it. I mean, it doesn't matter.
Tough stuff on the things down. We want to do the best.
Can you imagine? Look at her. What a who? I can't say it on there, but this website.
Send me the, send it to me. Let me see.
Are you on the message thing?
Mm-hmm. Help you be more efficient, get fit, and stay fit.
Oh my God.
You got it?
No, I will.
Sorry, I missed where you left it with Delaney.
There, Mark. I put it on line. I put it on line 6 in the notes. What's there?
I missed it where you left off with Delaney. Are we done with her or you're going back to her?
Back to her.
Oh, okay.
I need to get the family law attorney. Listen.
Oh, Bonnie? I need to get Bonnie?
We can't get Bonnie. The Harris law firm is coming on. And I got all stuff. I'm working on that.
Okay.
So we can get Rich Harris or someone else.
Where is it?
But try Bonnie first.
It's on line 6 notes. Yeah, of course.
What do I tell Bonnie? What's it about?
Same-sex couple, not that that matters. Maybe it doesn't. But she's being unduly influenced by parents. Can she force a mediation where they can talk or something?
Oh, okay.
Just general questions.
Okay.
What?
I'm just disgusted by it.
By the violence.
Beyond, yes. I just didn't like it.
Mark, I mean,
She's fucked up.
that she wants to go back? Yeah.
Dude. She wants to get back with someone that has done it before, but this is the first time she called the cops.
Right.
2 other charges from Brian. Now, not only is she an alcoholic, but she's fucking pregnant. So,
can I say something, Mark? I gotta fucking answer the question.
No, I'm not. I'm just saying.
Right.
I'm disgusted by it.
Yeah, I don't blame you.
And I do. This has nothing to do with you. I think in general, if it was a man, it would be looked at different in general. Don't you think? Just society in fucking general.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Absolutely. Because they would give the woman more of a pass. Absolutely. I believe that.
What's wrong with this, by the way? This website? I don't get it. What's the deal?
What's that, Mark? Oh, that's the one he was accused of bombing.
What did he do to it?
Well,
no
comments, I think.
Well, he pissed him off. They went out and got a restraining order over some shit on a website, huh?
God, I gotta stop these fucking alerts.
What alerts?
Oh, my front door. Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Go the extra mile in your very...
I had one camera. The battery kept dying, so I finally went and looked at the video. My American flag every time it blew.
I know.
So I had to... Arlo,
a little rivet.
Arlo, you can go in now and draw a box, and it'll ignore whatever in the box. And the other thing Arlo does now, check this out. You can say, don't record pets. Somehow it knows dogs and cats. Probably their height.
Or thermal scans. You know, Mark, there was a fencing you could do with a camera, security cameras that could pick man and woman.
Oh, that's kind of cool.
Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter. 303-713-TALK. Listen, we're getting an attorney to speak to that domestic violence and court case.
And she's upset with Adams County. We'll get to all of that, okay? Right now, Kevin's turn. Kevin, you're on the air. What's going on, Kevin? Welcome to the show.
How you doing, Tom?
I'm doing good. Well, how can I help you, man?
Well, so just have a quick question. My mom has fibromyalgia for about 5 years now, and she's been wanting to get some CBD oil and stuff like that. And I know you advertise real CBD.
Yeah.
That works.
Now they have oil. They have oil. They have capsules. They have gel caps. They have all kinds of products. They have lotions. If you're going to ask, does CBD work for fibromyalgia?
Yes.
Right? Okay. Kevin, I'm going to tell you something in general, and here's what. There's clinical evidence, and there is absolute no doubt that CBD works on systemic inflammation. Now, fibromyalgia does include inflammation. Now, fibromyalgia is a controversial diagnosis. Okay, a lot of people say they call it fibromyalgia because there's no other name to give it. That just means you have the irritation, swelling of your fibroids. Now, and it's just too general. I'm not going to discuss that right now because people who have it say they have it. Some people call it chronic, chronic fatigue. Whatever it is, I can tell you this. If there are any physical ailments associated with it, CBD will help first the systemic inflammation and the pain. But here's the biggest benefit to those suffering from fibromyalgia. Now, Kevin, again, I don't know your mom. Yeah. I don't know anything about her, but I just want you and me, this is just between you and me. A lot of times those with fibromyalgia have suffered a lot emotionally, some kind of stress, distress, or some kind. Now, what in her life is she divorced? Was she a victim of a crime? What's going on with your mom? What do you think? I'm not saying fibromyalgia is not real. I don't want to get into that discussion. What triggered this, do you think?
Oh, just years of verbal abuse.
From who?
From my dad and whatever. So,
is she divorced now?
No, they're sadly still together. So
is your dad abusive?
Verbally, yeah.
My God. Okay. Listen, Kevin, no matter what we do to help your mom symptomatically, it's not going to help whatever's the underlying cause, okay? Now, I will say this, though. CBD will lift her mood, will help with inflammation, and will help with pain. Okay? It will.
Okay.
And realcbdthatworks.com, the best products out there, Panacea, and that's why I endorse them. You ought to try it. And I would recommend for her the fast-acting chewables or the fast-acting gel caps. And really, you can't. It's not like she can OD. It's not going to make her high. It's really a good product. Now, obviously, I'm not going to tell her, forget what your doctor says, but this won't interfere with medicine. And Kevin, what I really hope, please do for me, I ask this all the time. Would you please let me know what happens?
Yeah, absolutely.
Good. Excellent. Yeah. Okay, Kevin. And
Great. Then I really appreciate your input.
All right, man. Put Tom in the promo code, get 30% off. realcbdthatworks.com. All right.
So fibromyalgia, is that not a true disease? No. I know you didn't want to get into this, but I've never heard that.
Okay. I'm not saying it of course it's what's true. First.
I know it's a disorder.
What I'm asking is what's true? Does it happen to people? Yes. Can doctors pinpoint anything that causes it? Absolutely not. Does it follow any kind of line of any other disease? No, it does not.
I didn't know that.
First of all, look at this, Mark. Disease in general, again, I got this from Rosedale years ago. If you take a sheet of paper and you put 1,000 dots on that piece of paper, and each of those dots represent a symptom. Okay, one might be swelling, one might be pain. Okay, 1,000 dots because there are that many symptoms, let's say. Now, you take and make a circle, or you make a blob mark, like you take a pen and circle about 100 of those symptoms, or 10 of those symptoms, or 5 of those, whatever. And it's a border around certain symptoms. What medical science has done is it has then said, if you have this collection of symptoms, we're going to give it a name.
Got it.
And they give it a name because it encircles those. But sometimes you have a circle here and a circle there, and the circles overlap. So what do you call the overlapping part? Is it this disease or that disease? It is a collection of symptoms. Now, what medical science does is treat those symptoms grouped in the circle. But what research has found is that if you circle those symptoms and have that so-called disease, it may be caused by things outside of that circle, completely
that they're not trying to fix.
Exactly. So what Ron Rosedale has always preached for years, I've known him for 40 years, and Mark, you've known me almost as much time, 30. You remember us talking years ago, and everything he said came true.
Everything about carbs, especially,
and protein and fats and everything. Okay, now what he says is the reason we have disease is because of lack of communication among your cells. That's where it starts. And your immune system is weakened because of it. So anyway, you can treat diseases. Nothing wrong with it. But unless you get the communication going accurately, you're not going to protect yourself. So fibromyalgia is a disorder, and it's pain, muscular skeletal pain all over. That's why they call it fibromyalgia. What they're basically saying is you have pain and swelling all over. That's what that means. It means, in other words, they don't know what it is, so they call it fibromyalgia. There are no collection of symptoms for fibromyalgia. There's nothing that they can say causes it or takes it away. It's usually associated with some kind of traumatic event, which could be a physical injury or an emotional injury. And in every case, and what people have done is treated those symptoms only because they can't find a cause to treat. Okay? And the Mayo Clinic will tell you this. If you look it up in the Mayo Clinic.
So it could be mental, seriously.
It says it begins with physical trauma, emotional trauma, psychological stress. This is the Mayo Clinic. This is not Tom Martino. So CBD helps emotional distress and it helps inflammation and pain, so it's good for it. But underlying causes, it's not going to take away. All right, Bonnie Shields is on the line. I have to take a break. Bonnie can put down the phone or we can call her back. This is really important. What do you do when there's a divorce going haywire or awry or people are being unduly influenced? Can you actually appeal to the courts for mediation or something? What can be done? We'll talk about that. And then how about transferring warranties on cars? We'll talk about that too coming up.
This is Denver's Talk Station with Ross Kaminsky in the morning and Dan Kaplis in the afternoon at 6:30. KHOW Denver. Now,
I never knew that.
They're outside of trunk? No, I bet you can.
That's yesterday. I've never heard that. I had no idea about
fibromyalgia.
Never heard of it. Honestly, I didn't even know what it is. You just hear it on commercials occasionally.
You ought to look it up in Mayo Clinic.
So you could even have like an issue like hyperthyroid or something that's not being looked at, and it could cause this. I mean, literally anything could cause it.
It's mostly endothelium, which is, Mark, 98% of disease comes from an inflammation of your system. I swear to God, it's the biggest problem we have. Caused by, you'll hear me say glycation.
Then why don't people take just Advil constantly?
Not Advil, but aspirin would be good. You know aspirin's good. The baby aspirin.
They've been saying that forever, yeah.
At discover.com/yes. 20 meals can report limitations apply.
All right, I want you to put this name away for when you need it. Now, I hope you don't, but a lot of people do. Restoration companies come and go, and a lot of them are crooked. But the good guys in restoration to Castle Rock, ever home in 90 minutes or less, 24/7 availability. And they're the kind of people that don't try to cheat you into rebuilding anything. What they do is stop the damage and get you back to your condition, and then make up your mind about rebuilding. They have special anti-pathogen fogging and wipe downs for disease control. They also can help with crime cleanup. They can help with mold. They can help with pipe breaks. Any kind of restoration, allprocolorado.com, allprocolorado.com, 720-792-0002, 720-729-002 on the referralist.com. I know I say this all the time. Could you send me that too? I want to make that one.
So we want to think of it. You wrote to Eric, you sent in the census stuff and all the forms?
Yes, I sent that to my I've been communicating with Future Plan.
Okay, but how would you have known your census or your total year-end payroll without getting a report from me?
Hold on. You sent, first of all.
I had to wait until after 12/31 to do the census, and it's due 1/31.
Whatever you sent to them.
I haven't sent anything yet.
Well, they said in your column, then I filled out something. We went over the whole thing except the year-end number. That's
okay,
the only
so
thing.
I need to get her the year-end numbers, but you gave her everything else. I just need to fill out that form.
All the signed forms, the yeses and the nos about me, and all of that.
Okay, so I just need to get that census form with your payroll numbers on it. And
Say,
then,
here are the latest payroll numbers.
Perfect. Okay, that's, I was just confused.
If you filled anything else, leave it off and let her.
No, I'll just get that to her.
But make sure, do you know who she is?
I got her email.
Is it that Sally, right?
I've never heard of Sally. It was a different gal that you were emailing, like a Lisa or something.
Okay, I'm going to give you Sally's information.
Okay. Are you going to email it to me?
I'm going to, whatever you want.
That'd be the easiest.
Now listen,
email it to
Sally is right here in Colorado. I finally got some.
Is she helpful?
Oh, yes. So here's what you do. You say, Sally, I know Tom's been in touch with you for all the forms, but here are the year-end numbers.
Okay.
For payroll.
And I'll CC you in it, if you want.
And this is from now on. She will be our contact.
Okay, and then I feel kind of dumb because I tried Bonnie. Bonnie didn't answer, so I tried Rich Harris. I left a message with this lady, and then Bonnie calls back.
That's all right.
So then what do I do if Rich calls?
You say, Rich, we called both of you, and she called back first.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Okay, and I'll ask if there's a better way to get a hold of them, because I didn't have a cell phone or anything for him.
I know, that's my phone.
Okay.
Note regarding COVID-19 action. Many of us have suffered the effects of COVID-19.
You know, Deputy Doc amazes me. I thought that would kill him.
No, I'm telling you, I learned this from my dad going through it. The therapeutics now are fucking unbelievable, man. Some of the side effects are bad, but as far as if you get in early enough before it just grabs the fucking hold of you, man, the therapeutics are unbelievable now. Unbelievable. I have no worries about you. You'll be affected maybe worse than me, but I doubt that.
Did he get ivermectin?
I don't think so. I'll ask him what he. They treated. He had a small pneumonia too, and they treated that within 24 hours, man. He just had a full recap yesterday with his.
See, the great news is I can't get bacterial pneumonia because I have the shot.
What's the shot do? I don't get it.
When you're over 55,
yeah,
it makes you immune to pneumonia.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, and
not viral though, just bacterial.
Yeah, but there is no viral pneumonia. The pneumonia you get from COVID, it's a bacterial infection.
Yeah, and you can't get that
from being clogged.
Yeah.
I can get clogged, but it won't turn into pneumonia.
You know what's funny is before it was COVID-19, so going back a year, basically in November, October of last year, it was called COVID pneumonia. Did you know that?
No. But the fucking Chinese, I don't know if they created it.
Well, they stored it, and somehow it got out. But
Did they store it really?
Well, it got out of a lab. I mean, there was a lot of people that disappeared that said it did. I mean, why did they disappear? I don't know.
All right, guys, you're back.
You know, they stopped his Twitter account, Trump,
and his Facebook.
They just took it down.
Hi, I'm Tom Martino, your troubleshooter. 303-713-TALK. Bonnie Shields is with us, attorney at law for family law, divorce, and all of that. I don't know if there is an answer to this, but we need to ask a couple questions when it comes to she's frustrated with the courts and with other things. Now, Delana, here's the thing. I don't want to get into the wisdom of saving the marriage or anything. I don't want to get into that. But she and her wife are going through a separation right now. Her wife is with her wife's parents, so she's with her with the in-laws, and her name is Rebecca. Now, Rebecca, it looks like might file divorce against Delana. Delana feels she's being unduly influenced by her parents. Delana, is that it in a nutshell? You feel that Rebecca's parents are influencing her to divorce you and blackmailing her and all that?
Absolutely.
Okay, go ahead.
Well, I mean, listening to your other calls, it's exactly my point is people abusing these powers that they believe they have for their authoritative roles to control and dictate people's lives. And that's not okay.
But here's the deal. According to the law, if you're 18 or 21 in some states, if you are not a minor and you are influenced because you voluntarily let them influence you, I don't think there's anything you can do about it. Now, have you ever, Bonnie Shields, family law attorney, have you ever heard of people objecting to others in a divorce because they're unduly influenced? Or can they ask a judge, hey, judge, can you force a mediation just between the two of us, or blah, blah, blah? I don't know. Bonnie, I just don't know.
Sure. Well, Tom, if one of them files for divorce, they're going to be forced to go to mediation anyway. So that's a no-brainer. That will happen. But it only takes one person to want a divorce in Colorado. So if her wife goes in and tells the judge, yes, I want it, unless she can come up with some sort of, proof that her wife is basically mentally ill or not able to make good decisions right now, that's a pretty big stretch. If she can't do that, it's going to get granted. It's going to happen.
Okay, so this is what I'm saying. No one is actually listening to me.
Go ahead. I'm listening, Delana. Go ahead.
The problem that we're having, again, is the court trying to control and manipulate people's lives. Okay,
like how?
By saying, well, here's a perfect example because it's what happened to me yesterday. We were supposed to go in for her sentencing. I've been advised by the Adams County DA that I've had since the very beginning of it, of how it was going to go. I originally, was going to work with her and get the charges dropped as low as I could. And then it happened again. And, of course, I acted in anger. So from there, I'm glad we had a little bit of time. But yesterday when I was going into court, for our appearance in our case, as a victim, I should have gotten the right to speak. But because I sent an email to the DA to tell her this is exactly what I'm talking about, you have all these people that people think are mentally ill or whatever in the system, and you want to just keep them there. And if they would have followed through with what they had said that they were going to do, and that was a mental and substance abuse evaluation back in June, we wouldn't be here today.
Okay, so Delana, are you upset because you didn't get a chance to speak at the domestic violence hearing?
Absolutely. I have the recording. I have emails. What was
she sentenced to?
Nothing. They extended it for another freaking 6 months.
Okay, now Delana.
That's what I'm saying, controlling.
Okay, Delana, listen. Domestic violence, once it's filed, and you said you acted in anger, but then it happened again. Prosecutors are listen.
No, you're not listening to me. No,
you know what, Delana? We'll say it. Bye.
She's a wacko.
She's gone. Listen, Bonnie, domestic violence, as you know, most of the time, unfortunately, the victims want to withdraw the charges because they're manipulated sometimes.
And the cops generally won't drop them.
And Bonnie, isn't it true? Right. Isn't it true with domestic violence that even if the original accuser wants to drop it, they can still go forward with it?
They absolutely can, Tom. It's harder, but they absolutely can. Because they know that that's what the victim does.
Bonnie, you missed.
That's the whole part of the cycle.
You missed some of the background that I just want to say for people joining us. This woman, her previous lover also had 2 DVs on her. This woman who we just talked to said it happened numerous times. It was the first time she called
I know,
the police.
so it's terrible.
She's an alcoholic. She's angry as hell.
And she's pregnant.
And she's pregnant.
Now, Bonnie, here's the thing. I know this woman. She says we're not hearing her. We heard everything she said. She's upset that, first of all, the courts are going through with this domestic violence thing and keeping Rebecca afraid, and that's causing the parents of Rebecca to encourage this divorce even more. And I know that this woman believes that if Rebecca was not charged with domestic violence, her parents would go easier on her and maybe not force the divorce issue. But the thing is, you can't say to a judge, this divorce is not just because her parents are influencing her, right?
No, what person going through a divorce doesn't have somebody talking in their ear on the other end anyway?
Exactly. The best she can do is to have the mediation and bring it out in mediation, and maybe they can work it out. But
no, the best she could do is get away from this woman that's smashing crap.
No, that's true, too. And the woman not only is an alcoholic and domestic violence, but or perpetrator, but she also is pregnant. Now, Bonnie, this is a weird one, okay? If they conceived while they're married, even though this woman now, of course, is not the biological mom, this is weird, though. Now, think about this. Rebecca is the biological mom. She was obviously inseminated somehow. The woman who was married to Rebecca, will she have any parental rights? That's weird.
That's convoluted. Well, there's an automatic presumption that if a person gets pregnant and gives birth during the marriage, it's the other person is the parent. This, though, is obviously something different
right.
than that, and I am just not sure. If Rebecca had the child and they lived together and her partner helped, her wife helped raise the child, then there's the psychological parent theory, and yes, she could absolutely get some parenting time. But if she's never had any relationship with the child, I would think that's going to be a lot harder to do.
That is going to be weird. If anyone knows about that, let us know. This has never happened. Think about it, or not. It's never happened on this show. So the woman got pregnant while they're married. 2 women are married. One gets pregnant. Then they divorce. Will that other woman, who is not biologically connected, have any rights to parenting? That's weird. That's a weird one. We'll have more coming up.
That one. Never would have thought of it.
This supposed bug down.
It's kind of crazy.
From the Betfred Sports Traffic Center.
I got Rich Harris's cell and his wife's cell. I'm going to call them this afternoon and go over how, I assume you are signing them up.
No, I sent him an email on the 3 steps. First, go to this. So say, by the way, how are you coming on those steps Tom sent you?
Okay.
You want me to send you the
I'm going to be calling them this afternoon while I'm waiting for my allergy shot, and I was just going to go over with them how I do the on-air stuff.
I'm sending you a copy of the email I sent to them. Okay, right here.
Okay.
Hey, here are the 3 steps.
Okay.
And then see what they say. Where
New year, new budgets. Every small business has unique needs. When you partner with a Dell Technologies advisor, you
Are they doing a referral list and endorsement, or just referral list, or what?
they're doing the referral list and the endorsement.
That's
I
awesome.
quoted them for each.
Great.
I copied Mark on it. I copied you on the original, on the 3-step email. I did.
With Rich? With the Harris Law Firm too?
Yep, I copied you on it.
When was that? Today? Yesterday?
No, I'm going to find it. Here.
I'm so inundated, I'm trying to get through all my stuff, Tom.
Damn it, I'm looking for where I had that email. Here are the 3 steps you have to do, blah, 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 blah. And it's in sent somewhere, but God, if I can't find it.
I'll look in my inbox too, see if I missed
just
something.
see. It's from me.
For sure.
You're copied.
Okay, so you will talk to, I'll just ask you after the show then. Hang on.
This month only, so call 303-766-2255. That's 303-766-2255, or visit timeshareterminationteam.com today. Timeshare Termination Team. They will
Audio Techniques.
What are you doing to keep
You didn't snag my headphones.
After all, the nose of your body is hair.
These?
First line
Are they? I don't think so. I
I
don't think they are.
I think mine.
They're the ones
I don't think mine unplugged.
Where are yours?
I don't know, man.
How about those right there?
No, those are mine.
Including interest.
Although I might swap them for these.
So with all the world stuff in the air, now's the perfect time to join more million Americans.
I sent you contracts to add to the server.
It has over 30,000.
Yeah, always send those to Suzanne, just so you know.
Why? Because Navage is easy to use. It's
She,
expensive, all natural.
She ends up, I just forwarded to her to put on follow.
Works. Think about it. You wash your hands every day. Maybe it's time to clean your nose too. Breathe better, sleep.
Now, why would this be a 2-piece headphone? That's kind of
online at Navage.com and at Target, CVS, Walgreens, Bed Bath, and Rite Aid. Navage, N-A-V-A-G-E. Clean nose, healthy life.
Those are good fucking headphones.
I checked every which way in my email. I got nothing about them.
I'm trying. You know what? I can't fucking find it.
I checked deleted items. I checked inbox. Nothing.
I think that I.
It's okay. Well, you go ahead and just get me that. I'll follow up.
Here it is, and you were not copied. Damn it! Here it is, though. I'm not going crazy.
Okay.
I'm going to do this for you right now.
Okay.
I'm forwarding it to you.
It's the biggest no-brainer in the history of Earth.
You come.
844-444-4444. I guarantee this building's got my fucking heads.
20% off hot deals with the Dell Memorial Day sale? Are you kidding me? That's huge. Dell has all the technology you need with an amazing selection, including the latest Dell PCs with Intel Core processors and gorgeous Samsung TVs. You can get a Google Home and Nest bundle, Bose audio, and so much.
I want to get better cameras, and I want to permanently mount them.
What's that?
I want to get better cameras and permanently mount them.
Well, we can mount these. That new one's pretty damn good.
Oh, we got a new one. Okay. I didn't want that one that was all fucked up. It didn't work. You couldn't move it.
No, that's a new one. I do have a mount for it, too. I think I will mount it. That way
I can help.
Yeah.
Just do it without saying.
The audio one is awesome, too, man.
Way over there, right?
It's unbelievable. It's unfreaking.
Is Dan listening? Dan listening?
Dano! Yes, he's listening. He's connected.
Dan, do you miss cheeseburgers?
Cheeseburger. Is that what he'd always get, is the cheeseburger?
It's lights out. From the country club.
I thought it was so funny you guys order from there all the time.
Mm-hmm. We had so much fun. You know what, though? It's not the same energy. Mark, our lines have never failed to be full. I don't know, it's almost like the energy's different. I swear
it is different. We got a lot better rhythm, too.
Yeah, well, I can see when you're doing this, and I can, back off. Yeah, I mean, because it's right here. You don't know, man.
You don't know.
It was so frustrating. You're right.
All right, you back.
Gyries.
Hi, Tom Martino here,
303-13-TALK, 303-713-8255. Don't forget waterpros.net, Waterpros. Waterpros for whole house water systems. The cheap, I just want to say it, okay? People say don't use the word cheap. I'm not saying cheap as in poor quality. I'm saying the cheapest prices around and the best quality, really, the Waterman, waterpros.net. Paul the Waterman, whether whole house, filtration, conditioning, any kind of treatment, or point of use drinking water, under $2,000 for whole house, fully installed, under $1,000 for a water thing on your sink. It's beautiful. It's automatic. It's built in. Waterpros.net, 303-862-5554, 862-5554. Okay, so I want to advise now. Philip, by the way, I don't know why he's still on. I thought we answered Philip's question.
I thought you were looking at his website, so I was holding him.
Oh,
My
no,
bad.
I just wanted to see, for grins, what the website was about.
Oh.
I think, now, Philip, just real quick. Jeez, I don't know what happened there. I'll just keep that off. Okay, now listen. Somebody who hung up and came back on, where is he? Oh, there he is. Let's talk. Rick, I'm sorry, you waited before, so I want to make sure I get you back on. What's going on with you, Rick?
Oh, hi, Tom.
Yes, sir.
I called Elite Router about a month ago, month and a half ago.
Now, listen, I thought we had warnings about Elite. Maybe I didn't put them up yet on Sleaze Brigade, but I said anything with the name Router in it, except for Master Router, which is on a referral list. All the others, Elite Router, and he goes by other names. The guy sucks, man. He is a bad news.
Yeah. Well, he was going to charge me $225 just to pull the toilet. And
hold on. Now, I got to be fair. That is not an unusual thing, by the way, just so you know. Now, I'm not saying you should use them, but that's not unusual. Go ahead.
Okay, so he tried to go through another pipe in my house.
Yeah.
And he couldn't undo it, so he said, "We'll have to go through the toilet for $225." I said, "No, I'm not paying that much money." So he called his buddy Danny, and his boss, and told him the scenario.
And what happened?
Danny told him to go ahead, pull the toilet, and just do it for the $79 fee.
Did you do? Well, hold on. That's not a bad thing. What did you want to warn us about?
Well, he told me that all my pipes needed replaced.
Oh, hang on, Rick. This one I do want to hear. Hang on. I'm running out of time. I want to hear it because they've been doing that to a lot of people. I'm Tom Martino. More coming up.
When it comes to your business, there's a lot of things you know and a few things you want to learn more about fast. If you're looking for an easy and affordable way to get smarter about what your customers are thinking...
it didn't go great with the cleaners. They had to let him in, and he doesn't know if they'll come in without someone there.
You mean Nico?
Yeah, so it's either going to be we got to... You know, he's so intimidating.
No, really?
You're freaking German Shepherd, you, and you know who had... I was shaking in my boots. Every time I came to your house, I was almost in tears, Tommy.
You know what?
So I don't know if we see if they
Nico
can...
is so cute, though.
He's so sweet.
He looks up at you. Well, would work.
But they're, yeah. So I don't know if we just see if maybe they come in the afternoon one day every other week and we're home to let
Why
them
don't
in.
you just start doing it? Let's get real here. You need to get your fucking act back together. Come on, tell her. Stephanie does all your shit, right?
She'd find all my money.
So, or if we see if they can come earlier than 9,
We'll figure it out.
or I don't know, maybe we could drive the bus here to the station with the puppies. They
Yeah,
can
right.
stay in the bus. I can let them in and out,
Yeah,
Tommy,
Yeah, that's what we'll
on every other Thursday,
That's what we'll
and then
Why
they
not?
can.
Yeah,
It's
that's what
brilliant.
That's so cute.
He's such a sweet dog.
Yeah. But can't you put him in the barn?
That
If
would
it
be
wasn't winter.
Oh,
My heater's not in there
Put a
yet.
little bed in there. He's a dog. He's not going to work.
Yeah, Mark.
Put a bed there. No, I'm serious. You can get
That's
one.
I thought of that too, but I
That's a
wasn't going to
nice space.
suggest
That's
it.
not going to hurt anybody.
It's a beautiful space.
I would do that for sure. Or the garage.
Yeah.
Just say, look, our dog's in the garage. Don't let him out, or he's or whatever.
Yeah.
I don't blame them though. They probably
He's
not because
so
of being scared, but just
intimidating.
the responsibility
Yeah.
Of what?
And I don't want anything to
Having a
happen
dog.
if Nico decided to be a bitch because someone's walking in our house. That's his job.
Yeah, I know.
So, anyway, we'll figure it out. I'll reach out to the cleaners too.
I already got it figured out. I told you the answer.
Yeah.
You know what? You're going to start acting like
50 officers were hurt, some seriously. Today, crews are putting fencing around the Capitol complex.
You tune her up.
You tune her on? What do you do?
You're
Many of you wrote in that you woke up today with a pit in your stomachs. Well, you're not alone. We feel the same way up here at this desk, and hopefully today
Oh, stop it.
we can
Turn
get
this
through
shit
this
off.
together, and we can provide you a safe space to vent and a sense of calm considering all the anxiety we are all feeling. By now, we've all seen video like this of an angry mob of extremists storming the nation's capital.
Oh,
Lawmakers
Lord.
crouching
Come
down,
on.
hiding behind chairs, fearing for their lives. They were escorted from the House and Senate chamber and brought to secret and secure locations where they waited for hours while the Capitol was cleared by police. Here's how some lawmakers reacted.
At this hour, our democracy is under unprecedented assault. Unlike anything we've seen in modern times.
No, you're right. He's not a lawmaker. That's
Our assault
she's ignorant.
the citadel of liberty, the Capitol itself.
All right, we all know. We all know everybody.
Show to the country
Listen, these
and
guys
indeed
are great.
to the world
I know.
that we will not be diverted from our duty, that we will respect our responsibility to the Constitution and to the American people.
To those who wreak havoc in our capital today, you did not win. Violence never wins. Freedom wins. And this is still the people's house.
So today, as the nation picks up the pieces and begins the process of figuring out where we go from here, we're going to do what we always do here on DBL. We're going to talk from the heart. We're going to hear from you and get through this together. So DBL Nation, we want to hear from you. How are you feeling? Tori, I know that DC is your home. I know that you've been speaking to a lot of people out there, and I know that you and I have like collectively had
How do you even know about these shows?
Hope our DBL Nation is the same thing. Let's just all exhale together. How are you feeling now? Yeah, we have all had to kind of calm each other down, which has been helpful. My parents live 5 miles from the White House. I love the city. I love our country. I'm a strong patriot, and yesterday was one of the darkest days in American history. We have to be honest and clearly say that.
Yes.
The Capitol hasn't been breached
Much
since
worse than World
1812.
War II.
People were allowed in, and it was a traitorous, violent mob that breached the people's house. When they say that, they mean it. We paid for that house. That is our house, our our country's house. And I do want a full investigation as to what went wrong with the security failure. I think there were a lot of questions still to be had. I can't wait for an independent investigation. But in the end,
he's pissed, man. Let me tell you, the media's against him, Dems are against him, that whole impeachment sham, the whole Russian sham.
And I know I always made jokes about the pendulum
dude,
swinging
if
all the way
he
to
just
the other
acted fucking normal.
That's where you go. When there's violence in language and incite conspiracy theories, right? But what happened? Democracy prevailed, right? And we took the people's house back. And there is something to be said that whatever you were trying, this traitorous mob, you not only cemented the votes, you lost many of the elections in the first place.
But Antifa
you destroyed yourself.
is real, just an idea.
With violence and with mob.
I gotta get some coffee. You're gonna give me a heart attack with this.
Extended the law, and again, security-wise, I got some questions. There were some videos out there that I'm sure we've all seen that were viral that I got a lot of questions about. But right now, know that the transfer of power worked.
Where are you, Sam? Because you came in, you're kind of a little shaken. Visibly, I could see.
Yeah.
Oh, look at her. She's shaking. She's shivering in her boots.
Devial Nation that I struggle with, anxiety and depression, and my anxiety is through the roof right now, as many of you are feeling the same way. And so I don't want to fan the flames. I just want us to get through this together as Americans. And I think it's hard to look at silver linings right now. But if I were to look at a silver lining, you said that the mob lost, right? That in fact it cemented the votes and it promoted democracy. It also, Jeff, something that you always speak about, it promoted unity. We saw some unity between our senators, between our Republicans and Democrat lawmakers. In fact, before you chime in, Senator Joe Manchin said, quote, "It might be this horrible act that unites us." Just like we saw after 9/11, we were all united. We were all Americans. And I pray and hope and have to believe with everything in me that this will be our breaking point and we will only heal and progress from here. That's where I'm coming from. And I hope that that's what we see happen.
Yeah, and I want to hear from you too, buddy, because I'm sure you have some sort of way or some sort of anger, or maybe not. But for me, man, it's hard for me not to be an optimist in any situation, and I know this isn't one to try to be in. But on the show, I've become the guy who've kind of taken the unpopular point of view every day, right? Me and Tori, I love her. You guys don't know.
Now she's saying, sir, that you...
Troubleshooter Show. Now, Tom Martino.
Hello, I'm Tom Martino. Welcome to the show, and there's no division.
United against liars, cheats, and ripoffs. Who is it? Liars, cheats, and ripoffs come in all sizes, shapes, colors, and destinations, and locations. So wherever you're located, you need help 24/7. 303 Martino will get through. You can pass that around anywhere. 303 Martino. That is a number, a central clearinghouse, and Suze and Deputy Dan and everyone goes through it, and we will call you back so you can get a place in line. It's kind of like open table for talk radio. Just 303 Martino. Hey, let's talk. Let's solve some problems. Let's answer some questions. Let's take some complaints. This hour brought to you by Silverleaf Mortgage. Listen, reverse loans have a place. If you're older with equity, you don't have to leave it to your kids. Live off it. Silverleaf Mortgage is a cut above any other reverse loan. I'll tell you what they do. They help you through to make sure you get the best one, a line of credit or monthly payments or a lump sum, or you just want to pay off and get no money, just not have payments. You can take as much or as little as you want. Now listen to this one. They have jumbo reverse loans at no cost. No cost. No cost. Jumbo. Over $750,000 and more. So if you're looking for a reverse, they even have a foundation that will help you fix up your house to get it ready for appraisal. A nonprofit foundation. Wonderful people. Silverleaf Mortgage. 720-458-4052. 720-458-4052. Look them up. Silverleaf Mortgage right here in Denver. Okay.
Tom, are you done with Rick with the elite warning?
No, he was going to tell us something that's important. So Rick called with Elite Router. He called him to come to his house, and he wants to warn us about something. And we've heard this story over and over and over about Elite Router and other companies this guy owns. See if Deputy Dan can call in. He has names of other companies, I believe, that this guy owns. I think Deputy Dan has those names. So let's figure it out.
Again, it needs to be replaced. $22,500 to do this job. I can have a crew here tomorrow morning. I said, no, I'm thinking about that. He turned his back to me and he says, let me recalculate. I can do it for $19,000 tomorrow morning. I said, I'm going to get more estimates. Then he pulled all his stuff out and they left.
So anyway, you're not going to have it done.
No.
And that's good.
Wait, one more thing. I called another guy that my neighbor down the street had theirs done, and they did a perfect job on it, it looked like. So I called them and had him come out the next day, and he ran his camera down the line. He said there's not a thing wrong with your sewer system. Just flush it once a year, and you'll be good. Not one thing wrong with it.
I am very, very happy that you called with yet another warning. Can we get Deputy Dan if he knows? There he is. Deputy Dan, you have a follow-up. Deputy Dan, go ahead. This is weird. Now, the woman called, what was her name or his name?
Ted.
His name. I'm sorry.
His name was Ted yesterday.
Ted has a Kia, and he said that on his new car, less than 500 miles, that the crank pulley, that's on the outside of the engine, and it bolts in with a bolt into the crank. The crank is threaded on the inside, the end of the crank, and it goes through the engine case and bolts into there. And that pulley turns the serpentine belt, and that pulley came off because it was cross-threaded into the crankshaft. Now, according to our experts, it's most likely a bad bolt and not a bad crankshaft, most likely, but we don't know for sure. And most likely, it wouldn't have done any internal damage to the engine. They say most likely, except in some cases where that bolt actually tightens the inside as well. So we asked Deputy Dan to look into this because this guy felt if it is a bad crank, he needs a new engine, and he doesn't want it just repaired, and I don't blame him. But if it's just the bolt, I don't think it's a big deal. So, Dan, what did you find out?
Okay, so I called the service manager there, and he was actually very surprised that he got called. They called Tom Martino on that. But they said because of Kias, they always go through corporate when it has anything to do with the drivetrain. So that's what they're waiting on.
But did he say what was wrong? Was it just the bolt?
No, he didn't really go into that as far as what was actually wrong, but he's pretty sure they're going to get a new engine. The bad thing about it is the engines are made in Korea, and it's going to have to come from Korea. So he doesn't have a good time frame, but they do have a rental car to cover them why they're there. Now, one of his main question is what is his legal issue is with, does he have to take a rebuild if that's what they do? If corporate says that. And I says, yeah, as far as the warranty, I was.
Yeah, but I wouldn't, but I would still help fight for him. You're right.
Yes,
you're
absolutely.
right. According to warranty, all they have to do is fix it. But I would argue under 500 miles, if they have to go in and replace the crank, that sucks.
Right. So the other thing is, reason this came up is they were talking to their insurance company, and his wife had said that they were probably going to get a rebuilt engine, and the insurance company said, well, if you rebuild that engine and you have an accident in a couple months, we're only going to pay for the car with a rebuilt engine.
Oh, right. That's right. But a new engine.
True?
Yes. Well, what it means is this. What they do with insurance to come up with a total loss is they consider the condition of the car. If the car has a rebuilt engine, it's worth less than if it has a new engine.
Okay.
That's true.
So that was his big concern for that.
But the same goes for upgrades. If you upgrade, they should pay for upgrades, except if it goes beyond the insured value, then you have to take out a separate schedule. That's like for performance upgrades. But most likely, Dan, here's what happens. With most repairs, they pay exactly what the car's worth. But if it was a rebuilt engine or a used engine, they could depreciate it a little more. They really could. But I want to ask you another question. We had a lot of Elite problems. I took notes. I can't find them. Remember Elite Router? He had more than just that company. Remember?
Well, I can remember. So the company's out of California. That's where they're mainly out.
But the guy, what was the guy's name? He's a crook.
Oh, he absolutely is. We have at least 4 that they've done the exact same thing as what Eric is talking about. And one of the guys said he was pretty sure that they had a video in there with a bad sewer line in there when he was showing that to him, because we had Master Router come out. Master Router said again, there's nothing wrong here. And him and his neighbor...
And by the way, Master Router is a good company. Elite Router, if I was Master Router, I'd change my name. I really would, because Elite Router and a bunch of other router companies suck. Now, do you remember the guy's name that owns Elite Router, or the guy we dealt with and the one who we warned against?
Oh, I don't on that, Tom, and stuff. In fact, we were going to end up trying to do a sting on him.
I know.
We didn't.
COVID got in the way again. Now, yeah. Elite Router, though, he had another 3 company names, and I forget what they were. Maybe somewhere in your notes, if you find them, would you let me know?
I'll do that.
All right, man.
Like I say, they are the baddest of the bad.
They are. And thank you very much for that other Kia follow-up. Keep us informed on that. 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. So Chris wants to talk about, how do you get a warranty transferred? Now, Mark, when you sold your Hyundais and they still had that bumper-to-bumper, did you get it transferred to the new owner? Did the new owner get it transferred?
No, not at all. But the 100,000-mile warranty's gone.
But if you have a factory warranty, how do you transfer it? That's what we're going to answer coming up.
Think you don't have enough money to start investing? With the right skill set, maybe
60,000 miles. It's automatic. They don't give a fuck who owns it.
Okay. I have a bit of a question about that warranty thing too, because apparently whenever I got the car, I still have either 20,000 miles or 6 months more factory warranty on the engine of my car. So I still had that on it when I bought it used. But here you go, Colorado Pain Care coming up.
Sessions and one-on-one guidance leading up to the expo. 888-999-1325 or daytradingtour.com.
Colorado Pain Care, a clinic right here in Colorado started by doctors who want to help people get back to their normal life. You do not have to accept pain. You can get rid of pain. You can live with a much more active and better life. And here's the important part. They have a variety of treatments, and they will customize a treatment plan just for you. 303-GOT-PAIN, ColoradoPainCare.com.
Carpet Mill Outlet Store's Big Sale event. Save up to 40% off MSRP store-wide and get special 2 years interest-free financing. Save on carpet, hardwood, waterproof flooring, tile, laminate, granite countertops, and area rugs. Carpet Mill Outlet Stores has the lowest prices guaranteed, with special discounts for seniors and military. You'll find value for
that's funny. They
every style and every budget.
Nico did not like the cleaners.
Or we'll come to you. Find out more
Was he
at
vicious?
CarpetMillOutletStores.com.
When you think about home loans, they wouldn't open the door. I don't know if you say vicious.
We want to work with affordable.
I doubt you would open the door
every month so that you're comfortable and it's something that works.
Well, it's one of those things. If you met him and knew him, and just opened the door and came in, it would be fine. You know what I mean?
HomeLoans.com. Yeah, but Tom, is that a warranty even valid? Because it's a 2015 Mitsubishi, and they said, and from the paperwork and what he showed me, it has 6 months.
What did he have the engine replaced?
No, it's just a factory warranty on the engine from the Mitsubishi themselves.
But why? Usually the engine warranty is not different than the car warranty.
Yeah, it is.
You're talking about drivetrain, right? Drivetrain warranty is what you're talking about. Mark, that's what he's talking about.
I know I have the paperwork for it, but I know that he definitely showed it to us beforehand.
It's called a drivetrain warranty. Now listen. On the drivetrain warranty, it depends on the manufacturer. Sometimes it's for just the car, period. At other times, it's just the original owner.
Everything I've seen says that 2015's got a 5-year, 62,500 mile warranty.
Okay, according to what he's seen, you have a 62,500 mile warranty or 5 years.
That's it.
Okay.
Go to Orchard.com.
How many miles on your
Enter
car?
your address.
79,000.
Is it really? Did you have it checked by SOS?
Orchard.com.
I did call them before I went over there. Yes. They weren't over there. They weren't able to go over there and check it, but he did. But I talked to Jay Norris and he told me what to look at and all that stuff beforehand. I talked to what was the lady's name? She told me to call her Mike, but I talked to her on the phone as well. So I did talk to them and sent them the information over before I.
But you never had the car physically checked.
I did not have them physically check it now.
It seems to be running good.
Yeah, everything's running good. Like I've looked at transmission. I've called my uncle who's a mechanic.
What did you pay?
4,333.
Huh. That's a good price.
It did. He did take it down 500 though because it has a slight hail damage on the roof. So he did.
That's a good price, man.
Save more for adding driveways. And save even more for driving safe.
China, Russia accused us of hypocrisy. I was saying that all day yesterday. I said, wait till China and Russia start talking.
Saving today is money tomorrow. That's Steve.
They're shutting down. Just like when China's got people out there and they send in the police in Russia, what do we always say?
What? Leave them alone?
Yeah, we say leave them alone. Let them do whatever they want. Let them protest. Doesn't matter if it's violent.
Personally and financially, many businesses will close permanently. Believe me, you're not alone if some of your bills have gone unpaid. And especially stressful are the IRS matters. Many of them coming to a head after last year's delayed filing.
We've been going to restaurants
Bills are not going away.
Oh, we have been too. But
we went to Perry's.
I wanted to go to Perry's tomorrow, but she doesn't want to go there until her taste is a lot better.
The Larson brothers and their team of experts are specialists in emergency and long-term tax relief.
It was okay, but it
wasn't as good as usual.
No.
They can sort it out.
No, it wasn't.
We got a burger place in Castle Rock called Crave, and we've loved it forever. We went there like a month ago.
We have a place called Crave here in Denver. It's not burger. It's a Greek place.
The fucking burger was bad quality. The bacon changed. Everything changed. Every fucking thing changed.
Thermometer Weather Center.
I think a lot of restaurants started really cutting costs, and it's going to affect their business, man.
Back towards the upper 40s, low 50s.
Because they didn't lower the price on that fucking bird job, did they?
Positive Coaching Alliance.
Got issues with youth or high school sports? Positive Coaching Alliance can help. PCA, a national nonprofit, offers more than 1,000 free online resources for youth and high school sports coaches, parents, students, and administrators. Visit PCADevZone.org.
Denver's talk station, 630 KHAL.
I'm your troubleshooter, Tom Martino. Welcome. Listen, folks, tell people about the show. The show is just like the no-hassle zone. It's the help zone. We want to help you. Now, if you agree or disagree,
just let me know, because we want to give out accurate information. We want to help every way we can. Now, Chris, you have a car. What kind? That you wanted to find out about this warranty?
Hey, Tom. Well, first I wanted to throw a shout-out to Revitalized Health, which I think you call them the Hormone Bros.
Right. Yeah, that's what we do for the website, thehormonebros.com. They're great people for, not just biotin and testosterone and all that, but they do some cosmetic procedures and other things where we get a lot of good feedback. So do you use them?
Yeah, I've been going there for a few months, and I had been going to a different men's health clinic prior to that. And I don't know if you throw this in your advertisement, but it is a good advertising point, is that these guys are willing to bill insurance, whereas many health clinics are not.
You're right. You're right.
So they save you a small fortune because they're willing to do that. I know it's a hassle for them to bill insurance, but it makes it more affordable for us. But they're great. They're great.
Thank you. Now, let's talk about this vehicle. Are you buying or selling?
So I bought a 2018 Lexus ES350 from Mike Ward Infinity. And by the way, Mike Ward, they were great. No problems with them whatsoever. Purchased it about a month ago. It's actually still under the factory warranty because it only has 15,000 miles on it. Here's the dilemma. It has a recall, so I was calling to set up the appointment at a Lexus dealership, and they informed me that the prior owner, I'm the third owner, the prior owner had purchased this car from a Lexus dealership certified. So it had the certified warranty. So I'm not talking about the factory.
But how many miles are on it? How many miles on it?
15,000.
Oh, that's right, 15,000. Got it.
Yeah, and so the Lexus certified warranty takes the warranty way beyond factory. It takes
What's the factory warranty? What's the factory warranty?
4 years, 40,000.
So you're still under that too.
Whereas I am, but the L certified warranty takes it additional 3 years up to 1 million miles, bumper to bumper.
Are you?
Yeah.
Wow.
I verified on their website, but that's true.
Okay.
So here's my dilemma. According to the Lexus dealership, that certified warranty is transferable, but only if that previous owner personally contacts a Lexus dealership and asks them to transfer it into my name. And so I haven't called Mike Ward yet because I know they're not going to want to give me the previous owner's
Chris,
information.
Well, here's what I want to tell you. Let's get this out of the way first.
Sure.
Mike Ward, nor the previous owner, nor anyone alive is responsible for that to you because it wasn't a point of sale. Now, I'm not, by the way,
understood.
It didn't induce you to buy. They didn't promise you. They didn't. Okay, so anything that we get done will have to be at their courtesy, whether it be the owner or them or whatever. Now, in some certified warranties, it doesn't matter. It's just the car. In others, it does matter. Mark, you're looking this one up?
I don't think it's transferable.
What are you looking at? Which warranty? The certified?
The certified that he has.
What is it called? The certified what?
It's a Lexus certified, and I verified this with 2 different dealerships. It is transferable, but it has to be initiated by the prior owner. And I understand no one's under any obligation.
No, I understand. Right, we're going to try to get it done.
I offered it.
You can go to Carfax.
Certificate to the previous owner.
You can go to Carfax or DMV and find out who owned it.
I'm going to call a Lexus dealer at break.
And I have insiders for that, Tom. I just don't know if it's appropriate.
Well, you can do Carfax. Doesn't Carfax show previous owners or not?
I don't think so. Does it, Mark?
It does. I don't know if they have names.
No names.
Okay, I don't see why they wouldn't. If all you said was, hey, we would like to get this transferred, I don't see why they wouldn't, unless it wasn't traded into them. It went through an auction. You know, there might be a lot of chain of events you have to get, which would mean they're not the previous owner. If they technically, is it the previous owner or is it the owner in which the warranty was issued?
The warranty, the person who purchased the pre-owned Lexus certified vehicle. So it would have been the prior. I'm the third owner. It'd be the second owner.
Okay, I'm looking at all of it right here. I got the whole thing, and what's excluded and what's not, and it doesn't. I don't see anything so far about transferable, but I'm also on the air, so we can listen. I'm going to look this over, and we're also going to call a Lexus dealer. Who have you been? Let's just call Mike. Are they a Lexus dealer, or did you buy this used from them? Are they a Lexus dealer?
No, they're Infinity.
Okay, therefore, let's not even call them. Let's just call a Lexus dealer and get some information. Hold on, and we'll come back to you. Do not go away. All right, we have some lines open. 303-713-TALK. 303-713-8255. You can get right through. I'm going to go to Eric next. Yes, Suze, what's going on?
Well, real quick, Delana wanted me to give you a message. It's, hey, I reached out to you for help. You couldn't help, so now stop talking about my situation online.
Who's Delana?
Delana is the one with the wife, the pregnant alcoholic.
We're not talking about her online.
She's called me. She's messaged me, so I just wanted to get it out there.
Delana, we can talk about anything we want. It's called a free country, okay? We can do it. Delana, the one who was married to the woman Rebecca, who was abusive, well, she says, stop talking about it. You know, Delana, you kept saying we're not listening to you. In fact, we are listening to you. And in fact, if you called us back, we would still want to help you if we can. But you see, there isn't help available to help the in-laws or to stop the in-laws from influencing their daughter. They can do it if they want. That's the problem. You can't stop that. But I'd love to help you with your issues. The thing is, you keep saying we're not listening. We understood absolutely everything you told us. You said Jeffco kept prolonging this domestic violence thing, and you simply wanted to make it go away. And they wouldn't let you speak. Again, we heard you, but they don't have to let you speak. Eric, what is the problem with real estate you're having, sir?
Tom, you're talking to me?
Yes, sir. What's going on, Eric?
So thank you for taking my call, Tom.
Yeah.
Really appreciate it. Here's the story. About 2.5 years ago, I purchased a house here in Colorado.
Yeah.
And 6 months later, I started having a problem with the septic system. It went through normal escrow. Everything else was inspected. Everything was supposedly fine. So 6 months later, I reach out to a septic contractor. He came out and looked at it, says, yeah, you got a problem. If this went through the inspection when it was during escrow, everything should be fine, and it's not. I called back the company who came out during escrow. They had to pump it out, said it was full, and that was everybody said that's not normal.
Well,
anyway,
of course it. Hold on. That's not true at all, Eric. You get it pumped out every time on every real estate transaction I've ever had with a septic system. Part of the certification is coming out and emptying it. So I don't know what you're talking about.
Right. Well, because what's happened is now I'm having the same problem again, and it was exactly a year later that it was pumped out. A year later.
Wait, are you saying in 1 year the septic system is full?
Yes.
Well, hold on now.
The expert, go ahead.
A septic system, the way it works, the only thing that remains in the tank are solids. If solids are filling it up, it's either too small or you're using that many solids. I mean, it's not magic. What are you saying is filling it up?
It's the field. The field has standing water on it. The septic field itself, not the tank.
Okay, so here's the thing. So you're saying the tank is not filled up, but the field has failed.
Correct.
Okay.
And that's what the expert has said. I reached back to the guy who came out, who did it during escrow. He's non-existent. He doesn't return my call.
Well, Eric, they don't owe you anything. If you think they do, they don't, sir. I mean, this is the problem when people come out and inspect things. Let me explain it. The reason I'm telling you this is not to make you go away disappointed. It's to give you accurate information. When they come out to check the septic system and the tank, all they do is check the tank and they pump it out. They do not. There is no way to inspect a field to see if it is working. I'll tell you why. The way it works is weird. Okay, it's not something that can be inspected. The only thing that would tell you a field has failed is if it's marshy and it's not doing its job. But it would have to have excessive liquid, because here's how it works. You have a septic tank. The pipe comes in from the house. All of the solids go to the bottom of the tank. The liquids go out of the top of the tank into a field which has perforated holes in pipes that leach the liquids at a metered rate into soil. The leached soil, which is a leaching material, either sand or natural soils, then evaporate that water into the air. And that's the way a field works. The thing that makes a field fail is if, first of all, the dirt that was leachable washes away, or something else dumps on the field, or the perforated holes are plugged up in the pipes, but there's no way to inspect that. So the fact that the leach field failed means it has to be redone. That is not unusual. Right. Septic systems.
That's where we are.
Okay. And if the field has to be redone, that's a natural maintenance thing. It is not something that you can call a defect unless they knew about it and on your disclosure statement said, we're having no problems. Let's examine that. Hold on. We have more coming up.
Ours is two chambers, though. Our solids stay in the first one, then when the second one goes over, it flows into a new box, and then that new box distributes to the leach field.
Now, Impact Traffic.
This report is sponsored by Positive Coaching Alliance.
Hey, you know what he does? He gets a bulldozer and makes a fucking, what do you call it? A cesspool. Call it a leach field.
It's in good shape.
It's not brain
On freeway, a
damage.
rollover
I don't know why that
outlet
leach field has
here
to be
at
redone.
13th is backing things up through there. And the water main break has westbound
There's no way to know if the leach field has failed.
and Parker.
When you go out and inspect the system, how do you know if the
Like you said, if you walk on it, you can tell.
But I mean, even if it's slightly moist, it's not going to tell you. So this certified warranty, I don't see anywhere.
No showers on.
I don't see anything about a 1,000,000-mile warranty. I have no idea what you guys are talking about.
Neither do I.
With your impact traffic and weather, I'm Janine LaRose, 630.
Unless he has an
Got
electric.
issues with
It says here,
PCA
Unlimited
National
miles.
Nonprofit offers more than 1,000 free online resources for youth and high school sports coaches, parents, students, and administrators. Visit
It is unlimited miles.
PCA.org.
You know what I love about 888heating.com? You got to check out their website, by the way. But here's the deal. If you call because you're having a problem with your furnace because it's not working properly, they will actually give you a cost to repair it. They're not going to force a new unit down your throat, even if you have an older unit. They're going to give you choices, and I love choices. And if you do want an estimate on a new unit, guess what? Once again, choices. They have economical furnaces that practically fit everyone's budget, and they also have high-efficiency units. I call it good, better, best. These guys are going to give you all the options. They've got great pricing. They've been on our referrals for a long time. If you need a new furnace or a furnace repair, call them up. 720-927-6888. 720-927-6888, or check them out at 888heating.com.
It's crazy times that we're all living in right now. There's nothing more important than your health.
Yes, some unlimited mileage.
Lowest prices
On what,
in the
though?
world's finest fitness equipment.
Is it just the electric, like the battery, or what's it on?
Never closes. Everybody says that's a true treadmill. This is a treadmill that I have in my home. You should get one for yours. Hi, I'm Carl Mecklenburg.
I couldn't find shit except on their electric.
No, I found it.
Machines are tremendous for any type
It's
of workout
under,
you're
it's
trying
on
to
the
get in. And I've got it in my home now, so when I work out, I'm not hurting myself, I'm helping myself. And there's no better way to be consistent with your workouts and have it at home, have it available to you any time of the day or night. Tough stuff on the fitness gallery, you're going to get
Stands by the vehicle and extends the new car basic coverage.
Pick up today.
After 4 years and 50,000 miles to unlimited miles.
By quality, you never regret it. Visit fitnessgallery.com to find one.
And it says, hold on, and it says the warranty offered.
You can't stop time, but we can help you give
Thing
you
of
more
new car,
efficient,
but
fit,
for
and
models
stay
purchased
fit.
after 2016,
are eligible for a lower mortgage rate, which means it might
there's
not
some
be
roadside. Under the warranty, it's
you'd expect.
everything covered under the 50,000 4-year warranty, and it's at the end of that or 2 years from your L certified purchase or lease date, whichever occurs later.
Did he buy it certified or not?
Mileage is unlimited. There is no deductible.
Did he buy it certified?
You could use for a new car, vacation, pay a doctor's bill, send it to your support. And I know just
Like
Yeah, it's a certified pre-owned. Tommy, somebody was asking about an older show recently. Do you have preloaded debit cards for your kids for their allowance and stuff? What outfit do you use
I
or
use
company?
Step card. Step is really good. They each have a card, and I just from here, my phone, I can send them money.
So Hyundai works like this. If I go buy a used Hyundai that's certified from a Hyundai dealer, then I get the 100,000-mile warranty. If I bought it from you, I would not get it. But if I sell it again to somebody, that warranty is no longer there. You follow what I'm saying? If I sold it back to a dealer and they traded it in and they recertified it,
I don't know the answer though. This says he confidently stands behind it. It's exceptional L certified.
Here's what I don't understand. If he bought it certified from the dealer, it'll have the fucking warranty.
It says warranty valid for the later of 2 years after the expiration of the 4-year vesting of 50,000.
Maybe it's time to
or 2 years from purchase of the L certified. So what I don't understand is this.
I don't think he
or whichever is.
I don't think he bought it certified.
Whichever.
Clean nose, healthy life.
He did not buy it certified. Bring him back up. He didn't buy it certified. He's going, the guy before me bought it certified, so I should have it. That's what he's saying.
No shortcuts, just results.
for the later of 2 years after the expiration or when you buy it. But that doesn't make sense to me, Mark. What if the 4-year warranty expired 8 years late? In 8 years.
And if the dealer recertifies it, then you have 2 years. That's what you just read.
Okay.
But this guy didn't buy a certified vehicle. He's saying the guy before me bought a certified vehicle.
It has to be a certified vehicle.
It has to be to have the warranty.
That's right. It says it has
And
to
he
be.
did not. He's saying the guy before me.
Right. And then it has to be recertified.
It's got to be recertified, which cost, and I...
No. It has to be recertified to buy the warranty from the beginning.
It has to be recertified to get that warranty again. I don't care if there's 5 owners. Each owner has to buy it certified.
It doesn't say that here.
That's how every
anything here
that's
about
how
transferring.
That's how every other one works.
But it
Yes, it does. It says you have to buy a certified one, right?
No, yeah, hold on.
Did he buy it certified?
No. Here's what it says. It says that the fact you either have to buy it at the end of the 4-year warranty, or later if the car is certified.
That's right.
But he already bought it when it was certified. He was in that new warranty.
They've got to recertify it.
It doesn't say that.
It doesn't.
Read it. It doesn't say that.
That's how it is, though.
Okay, certified warranty valid for the later of 2 years after the expiration of a 4-year, 50,000-mile warranty. Okay. Hi, Tom Martino.
713 Talk 713-8255. Okay, listen, we got some questions on this warranty, but before we get back to that L certified warranty, yes, it is unlimited miles. It takes effect after the factory warranty, or when you buy it, you can only buy it if the car is certified. However, Chris is alleging the guy already had it in force. He already bought it, Mark.
He has to get it recertified when he bought it. If he bought it from
But it doesn't say that.
Well, it's common sense because
No,
the guy that bought it certified might have ran it off a damn cliff. It's got to be recertified.
But Mark, it's currently, at the time of purchase, let's say, if it's currently under an L-certified warranty, not the original factory, but the L-certified, it extends the warranty, unlimited miles, okay? If it's under that warranty, there is nowhere...
To the person that bought it certified.
Right.
To that person.
Right.
This guy is not that person.
That's right.
If they recertified it at the dealership when he bought it, it would have cost about another $1,000 to $1,500 because they literally get it back by Lexus.
But Mark...
It's how Hyundai does it, Kia does it.
It doesn't say anything.
Does it say it's transferable?
No, that's what I'm saying to you.
I would say that means it's not.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying to you. It says nothing about transferability. Nothing. Zero. It doesn't say anything about transferability. So, Chris, where, and Eric, by the way, you didn't want to hear about the septic system, but it's really important what I have to tell you, but you didn't have the patience. That's fine. I hope you're still listening. Chris, listen. Where it says nothing anywhere. I have combed Lexus, the Lexus forums, the bulletin boards. Nowhere does it say anything about transferability. Where did you find it?
I spoke to Stevenson Lexus as well as Lexus of Colorado Springs, and they both said it's transferable, but it has to be initiated by the previous owner, the person who actually bought it, certified pre-owned.
Okay. It doesn't say anything about that here. I'm sorry. I can't find. I'm looking over and over and over here. Deputy Doc says he has information. I don't know what information he has. I'll bring him up. Deputy Doc, go ahead. What do you have, sir?
Hey, well, I called up Lexus, and they transferred me to a financial services, and I got a number. If Chris wants to call directly, he can give them all the information and find out whether or not it's transferable and give them the details.
Okay, but you didn't personally find out anything, right?
Well, no, because he started asking me questions. And I said, well, why don't I have Chris call you directly?
Gotcha. I got you, Doc. Thanks. Okay, so Deputy Doc.
Want the number?
Yeah, no. Well, yeah, I guess we can do it over the air. Go, Chris, do you want to copy this number down?
Yeah, I'm ready. Thank you.
Go ahead, Doc.
Okay, it's 800-228-8559. And that's the Lexus, whatever department it is, but they'll give you all the information. But again, they were asking me details which obviously I didn't have.
All right.
Call that number, and hopefully they can get you straightened out.
Excellent.
Okay, thanks so much.
All right, now, Chris, another question here. When you bought the car, though, did you buy it certified?
No, because I bought it at an Infinity dealership.
Okay.
So,
see, now
I knew it had the remainder of the factory.
Now, here's something that happens, as Mark says, with all the others. He says that for cars to maintain a warranty, it might be transfer. I'm talking about other cars now. We don't know about this one. In order for a car to maintain its transferability, it has to you have to have it certified at the time of the purchase.
From generally a Lexus dealer in this case.
Or a Hyundai dealer in your case, right, Mark? So are you saying, Mark, when somebody buys a Hyundai from somebody, if it's not certified, they don't get the warranty?
Absolutely. And on top of that, it costs the dealership, like Arapahoe Hyundai, like $1,000 or whatever to certify it.
Really?
Yes, there's an actual cost. That's why a certified vehicle costs more than an identical different vehicle.
So, Chris, even if we do find out that the original owner could possibly transfer it, you may find out that you're not eligible if they require certification. So that is what we might be looking at. That's all I'm saying. That's what we might be looking at. I want you to call that number and let us know.
I'd love to just talk to a Lexus dealer and ask him.
Mark, I thought Deputy Doc said he did. Okay, let's call a Lexus dealer. That's the question we'll have. Here's the question.
I think Dan is trying to right now.
Okay, good. The question is, can you have the L-certified extended warranty transferred without certification? That's it. Very simple. And how do you do it? 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Now, does the vaccine and your opinion of it endanger your job? We'll go over that and more coming up. 303-713-TALK.
From the Betfred Sports Traffic Center, seeing some slowing on southbound 225 approaching I-25. Also slow on southbound I-25 through Thornton, and a little bit sluggish on eastbound I-70 approaching Quebec, but the rest of the
Mark Integra. Mark will do Integra right after me. We can do it back to back if you want, okay?
Yeah, that'll work for me.
Mark, back to back. As soon as I'm done.
Westbound Islet closed between Havana and Parker. Your forecast for today, a mix of clouds and sun this afternoon, and drop down into the upper 20s overnight tonight. Sunny tomorrow for your Friday with a high in the upper 40s. It's 48 right now in Denver. Traffic and weather.
You heard me talk about estate planning.
Not alone. You always have a place.
I'm sorry.
Call our 24-hour victim helpline at 877-MAD-HELP or visit mad.org.
Go ahead.
You heard me talk about Mile High Estate Planning earlier. We had Blake Harris on answering questions. Man, he can save you a lot of money before you try to do things on your own and do them wrong. And here's the great thing. Sometimes you can call him, and just the answers he gives you on the free consultation, those answers are enough to save you money. Now, if you decide to hire him, he only charges for what he does. So if you get a will done, a trust, a promissory note, or a beneficiary's deed, a power of attorney, a medical directive, whatever you get done, you're charged a flat rate. It's easy and predictable. You're not obligated to anything. You can protect your legacy. And all of the planning discussions are at no charge. To 833-ASK-BLAKE. MileHighEstatePlanning.com. We all use him here, and we stand by him. He is our expert. MileHighEstatePlanning.com. 833-ASK-BLAKE.
All right, check it out, 1/15/2021. 1/15/2021. Why in the heck am I saying that? Because that is the end of open enrollment, and there's been so many changes to health insurance this year. Suzanne and I saved money, and we have better coverage for the first time in 5 years. The folks at Integra Insurance will shop all the carriers for you. They're going to find you the best rate, the best insurance, the best coverage. And guess what? Depending on how much money you make, there's tax credits that can offset it. It's amazing. Call these guys now, 303-466-5500. I'm going to say it one more time, 1/15/2021. It's like 6-7 days away. You got to call 303-466-5500.
There's a silent disease plaguing the greater Denver area, and it affects 1 in 5 Americans over 60. It's called
1 in 5,
short for peripheral artery disease. Symptoms.
Hey, how about, we were talking about, what was that called? The pionoma or whatever the fuck?
Fibromyalgia.
Fibromyalgia. How about these commercials? I haven't heard them for a while. The restless foot syndrome. What the fuck is that?
Restless leg.
What is it? I mean, like people that shake their feet? I mean, do you know what it is? Is it a fakie?
No, it is. There is a restless leg syndrome, but again, to say just that is stupid because it doesn't really get to the root. That's the problem with this shit.
What is the symptom of restless leg, though? Does it twitch?
Yeah, your legs move like shit.
And you don't want to move, right?
When you're sleeping,
that would suck. So you got the Jimmy leg. Boom, boom, you're kicking.
I had it, but
how'd you get rid of it?
Are we on audio?
Yeah.
I'll tell you what. I had proactive the reason I had it, and then went away.
I bet I know what you're going to say. The reason? I bet I know exactly what.
Yep. But as soon as I handled that,
then it did. Okay. But that was the cause.
Well,
just like you were saying,
the cause was when I was on my way out.
Yeah, okay.
If you're 65
it was
or older, you have enough things to worry about. Pneumococcal pneumonia shouldn't be one of them. Even healthy adults, 65 and older, are at increased risk for this potentially serious bacterial lung disease that can disrupt your life for weeks. Help protect yourself with the Prevnar 13 pneumococcal 13 valent conjugate
I don't care what people say. There's no way to do it. No way to keep it up. You can't. It's not meant to take bacteria. It's only temporary.
Prevnar
and that
13
poor guy's
going to suffer strains of the disease.
Yeah.
Get Prevnar 13 if you have had a severe allergic reaction.
Have you ever met anybody on a side note that goes to pill for drugs so much? Dental work, drugs. I mean, this guy.
That's one of the for additional common side effects.
Oh, I guarantee it. That's where you can get them.
1-866-694-9300 or visit Prevnar13.com.
You know, one thing that I can't, that drives me crazy about the U.S. though, is the prescription for normal antibiotics. I think that's BS. Every other country does not have that.
They should make it easier.
Oh, it's ridiculous. Like if a kid's got strep throat or something that truly needs antibiotics, you should be able to go get them. Don't you agree with that?
Yeah.
When we were in Italy, I had an ear infection like 2 days before we were coming home. I just ran to the drugstore and literally bought them. There's no prescription, none of that bullshit.
You know where you were when the Golden State Killer was arrested. You're a moderator on the Zodiac Killer subreddit, but now you're in search of a new challenge. Enter Solve.
You got it. This will be the last time I tell you that you can watch that fucking team out.
No other murder mystery podcast. You'll track down killers hiding in plain sight.
These shock my ear. They literally shock me. I have no idea how they do it. I plugged in these other ones and they don't shock me. What could possibly be wrong with these where they shock me?
You've got 12 chances a day, every weekday. Listen at 5 past the hour for the 12K a day giveaway.
All right.
Sponsored by Guy Reed on 630 KHOW.
Brighten your home and save 10% on Benjamin Moore paint by joining the Guy Reed loyalty program. Stop by a store or go to GUIRYS.com to sign up today. Guy Reed, your neighborhood paint store since 1899.
I'm Troubleshooter.
You're Troubleshooter.
713-TALK, 713-8255. Too late to take a call, probably. But no, we can squeeze one in if you got right in. But what's going on, Suzanne?
So I had a gentleman call me earlier this week. He didn't want to come on the air, Tom, but he lost a parent recently who was handicapped, and he wanted to donate for anyone listening a handicapped shower pan, wheelchair, 2 walkers, and 2 potty chairs is what he has.
Wow.
So if you want to email us at help@troubleshooter.com, maybe we can get that going.
Hey, on that same note, I had a guy reach out to me. He has got a scooter, a mobility scooter that runs perfect. It's they're like $5,000 brand new. It doesn't need batteries. It doesn't need anything, and he needs to get rid of it. I was going to go grab it.
Now, does he want to sell it?
No, he doesn't want to sell it. He wants to donate to someone that could use it. I was going to get it and bring it here and hopefully store it downstairs. The problem is I don't have a trailer. You're not going to pick this thing up. I mean, this is the real
Okay,
deal.
we'll arrange to pick it up, but people, if you know anyone, and we're really going to screen it, okay? We want someone legit. We don't want someone who's going to sell it on eBay.
Oh, real deal.
If you know someone who needs a mobility scooter, we're going to make arrangements to get this to them.
We got to get it. If anybody out there's got a trailer and lives up north, boy, I would appreciate it if you could drive it down to the station. We'll buy you lunch, whatever.
Now, it has to be a load trailer or ramp.
It has to be something you can drive like a four-wheeler up.
Right. That would be good. All right. And you can contact us by emailing help@troubleshooter.com or leave a message.
We really appreciate that.
Leave a message. Remember, we get every single message at 303-MARTINO. 303-627-8466. Suzanne, I can take that if it's quick. Meanwhile, I'm also going to read this text.
This is crazy.
Oh, do I have a call?
No, it's Ernie. He wants to talk to me.
All right, here it is. My employer is mandating the COVID vaccine. I just submitted a medical exemption from my primary care provider. They are now punishing me by making me wear an N95 mask that I must change weekly, and I'm not allowed to take it off to eat or drink in my office. I'm not even allowed to do that, she said. I have to sit facing away from my coworker 6 feet apart with a mask on. I think they will fire me over this because they are angry that I'm not complying.
I would be too.
You'd be angry.
If I wanted them to get it done, yes, I would.
But would you fire them? Because they can't. Hold on.
They could endanger the other people.
How?
Would be the argument.
How? If the other people get vaccinated? How?
That's a good point.
And then let's just put it this way. Let's say half do and half don't. The ones who are vaccinated aren't going to be affected, and the ones that aren't say screw you.
Well, how about customers?
I mean, you're taking.
Whoa. How about customers? How about if they're a nurse? I mean, isn't there certain industries?
Well, Mark, that's a good point. That's a good point. I don't know about customers. Should customers know that half of our staff
There was a restaurant in New York not long ago. If you wanted to eat there, you had to take a rapid test then and there if you wanted to go in.
And it says here, do you have any suggestions? Is there a lawyer I can call? We're going to talk about this in the coming days. Thank you so much for any direction you give me.
Can you not fire somebody for that? I mean,
I don't know. It's a good thing to talk about. It really is. Now, Ants, you said you had a message from a listener?
Steve the Painter, actually, before we ended the show, he wanted me to let you know he has an enclosed trailer that he could,
Steve
he thinks he could fit the ATV
might be able to get that.
Dude, call me. He's got my number. Steve, call me after the show, man.
So Steve the Painter
he rocks.
Will help us pick up this mobility scooter.
I'll take pictures of it, make sure it works the whole bit.
Now,
I'll make Steve buy me a beer on the way to get it.
Steve's a good guy to have a beer with. Now, listen, folks, you can find out everything we do at referralist.com, and our podcasts are there too, right? Referralist.com?
You got it, man.
Yeah.
Oh, go to, listen live. It'll bring you right to it.
Yeah. We got all kinds of things happening at referralist.com. Help, information, and referrals. You can always call 303-MARTINO as well. We love that you're here. Let's be united in helping people. Let's do that, okay? And save all your problems for me. For me.
Followed. Mark, people get more pissed at me if I try to get involved in anything than just minding my own fucking business. You're a consumer advocate, not a boy, and they want not a fucking. You know that Dave Porter, by the way, he knows me personally. You know him, right? And you know Dave, right?
I have no idea. I think he's been in before.
Do you know who he is?
I saw him.
One of them. Are we online?
Yes. Here, I'm going to kill you.